Hello, softball fans, and welcome to Moon Field, a breezy Moon Field on the final Friday in March. We're getting set for more double-dip softball between Bridgewater and Lynchburg. A look inside the Lynchburg huddle coming up here as the Hornets get ready to take on the Bridgewater Eagles. Lynchburg 16-4, and they're up to 4-0 in the ODAC, with a couple more wins yesterday against the Ferrum Panthers. 3-1 victory in Game 1, and then Game 2 featured all kinds of excitement. Lynchburg ends up getting the 8-run rule. There was a triple play in there that made the Sports Center top 10. Yes, Lynchburg on ESPN, a triple play on Moon Field, as my buddy Andrew Watson called it. My name is Kyle Haney, and we are ready for a breezy Friday. So glad we get to spend some softball Friday action together with you fans. We got the starting lineups going on right now. We'll have the national anthem. So we'll pause and bring it back with the first pitch in just a second. Stick around. It's Bridgewater and Lynchburg coming up on LHSN. Welcome back, softball fans. We are about to get underway here from a breezy Moon Field. Very windy outside. Temperatures in the mid-60s right now for first pitch, but that wind will be a factor, and it definitely makes it feel colder out there. The Lynchburg Hornets softball team, anything but chilly. They have won 3 in a row, 7 of their last 8. Lynchburg 11-1 at Moon Field this season. This will be game number 21 and 22 to follow, so we're past the halfway point now, and it's a Lynchburg team that the vibes have been high all season long. They've been feeling good all season long, but I think now that we're kind of done with the early season, everybody's seeing, hey, this Lynchburg team is for real. Sometimes early on, you're cautiously optimistic, but now I think everybody knows this Lynchburg team is pretty serious. And 2 more wins yesterday showed that. 2 more home runs from Sarah Watt. She's up to 6 on the season. Good pitching performance from Kaylee Dorsis and also Logan Curtis. We'll talk about this great pitching staff for Lynchburg that has just been outstanding all season long. The team ERA is 1.56 for Lynchburg pitchers this year. That is second in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference as a team. Lynchburg has allowed 1 earned run or less in 7 of their last 8 games. The one game in there that they allowed more than 1 earned run was that sort of blip in the radar game against DePaul. Interestingly enough, that's the only home loss for Lynchburg, that contest against DePaul last weekend. But this has been sort of a long homestand. We've had a lot of games here at Moon Field as we get a bunt attempt from the leadoff Anelia Baldwin, a freshman from Chesterfield. Bridgewater 9-11 on the season. They have won 2 in a row. They got an ODAC doubleheader sweep of Shenandoah to open up conference play. BC has won 4 of their last 6, so they're playing pretty good softball at the moment as well. 2-strike count. Oh, I thought there was a strike call there. Yeah, it is. It's an 0-2 count here pretty quickly for Kaylee Dorsis, the junior from Chesapeake. Her numbers are outstanding this season. 1.46 earned run average. She's 8-2, a save in there as well. 6 complete games for Dorsis, and this will be start number 11, appearance number 12. 1-2 count after a fastball or a rise ball that went up and out of the zone. Good crowd here at Moon Field. We appreciate you watching on this Good Friday afternoon. This one flared in the left. Tuliumtua coming on, diving grab. It popped out. I think she got the leather to it. We have a play at second. Did they get her there? Safe is the call. Good speed from Baldwin to take advantage of a ball that was not hit hard. It will be a hit. And basically a hustle double there from Baldwin.
Now batting the shortstop, number 8, McKenna
Good start
Mueller.
for Bridgewater. Yeah, so much fun yesterday on Moon Field. My name is Kyle Haney. Andrew Watson was doing the broadcasting yesterday. Mr. Smooth, Andy Watson, the best knockdown 8-iron in the game, and he had a great call on that triple play, which was featured on ESPN's Top 10 on SportsCenter. And, you know, sometimes as a broadcaster, you try to come up with all these fancy things to say. But Mr. Watson, he just kept it so simple. A triple play on Moon Field. It was perfect. And it was a perfect play for Lynchburg yesterday against Ferrum. 2 more wins for the Hornets over the Panthers. Sacrifice bunt attempt that was missed, and then I believe it caused Carly Hudnall, the catcher, to have a problem making the grab. It actually hit our umpire. Huddy's going to check on him to make sure he's okay. It's going to take a little bit more time. Runner did advance to third. So let's take a minute and run down the defense first for Lynchburg here. It is Dorsis in the circle, Hudnall the battery mate, and then around the infield right to left, Madison Barnes at first, Sarah Watts at second. The shortstop is freshman Jessica Strickland. At third base, we have Addison Walter, who factored into that triple play. A couple of those people mentioned did. In the outfield, Alyssa Tuliumtua in left. In center field, you have Kaylee Hackett in center, and then in right field, Lexi Powell. Batting order for Bridgewater. Baldwin with a double. She's now on third. This is McKenna Mueller playing shortstop, hitting second. Jasmine Smith from nearby Amherst is on deck, hitting third. Delaney Lyle, Abby Byram, Lexi Schaaf, Kaylin Ramsey, Andrea Savage, and Caroline Melandra is the 9-hole hitter for Bridgewater. Coached by Sorry, fans, just trying to get all the paperwork together here. As we have a 1-2 count, and in a game where there's already the leadoff runner on third, maybe better to focus our attentions on that. But Megan Plaskovic is the coach for Bridgewater in her 5th season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dorsis looks in, now gets ready to fire away, and it's fouled away by McKenna Mueller, the shortstop sophomore from Providence Forge, Virginia, New Kent High School. Might have an all-Virginia lineup for both teams, actually. Well, Jessica Strickland, the shortstop for Lynchburg, is from Apex, North Carolina, so there goes that theory right out the window pretty quick. Hudnall scrambles for a ball that got behind her, but the runner could not advance. Good job by Dorsis to hustle home, make sure there wasn't a scoring avenue open for Baldwin. Full count. Infield slightly in. Ground ball left side, but that is foul. On deck, Jasmine Smith, senior from Amherst, Virginia. Delaney Lyle is the DP, hitting cleanup, freshman for Bridgewater. Some young talent for both these squads. Freshman and sophomore in the lineups, making impacts. Lynchburg's got one of the best freshmen in the conference right now, the shortstop Jessica Strickland. Ball upstairs that Mueller can't connect with, and that is out number 1. Punch out from Kaylee Dorsis. Here comes Jasmine Smith.
Now batting, first base number 5, Jasmine Smith.
And her numbers on the season are good. She's the team leader in average for Bridgewater, right now hitting .370. That includes 6 doubles and 1 home run. Great location there from Dorsis, handcuffing Smith for strike number 1 on a foul ball. Game 1 of 2, of course. Another doubleheader. Really, it's a good day for it. Just that wind is a factor. We'll see if it does become more of a factor on fly balls and pop-ups. Could make those a little bit more difficult. And sometimes you get the wind to where the dirt and the dust particles and things get in your eyes out there. That can make it tough as a hitter and a pitcher as well. And you had the tornado that one time, the little mini tornado on Moon Field. That was the last time before the triple play. Smith pulls one towards Lakeside Drive, but that was the last time that the little dust devil, the twister, miniature tornado on Moon Field, that was on Sports Center. But yesterday was an outstanding play to get on the Sports Center top 10. 1-2 count here for Dorsis, battling against Jasmine Smith. Got it where she wanted it, but it's a ball, and now the count is even at 2-2. Love this crowd here, Easter weekend. I think it's one of our bigger crowds. Maybe some people with a little bit more free time. Smith lofting one into left. That's down. Taliumptua is going to throw home. Here's the play at the plate. Hudnall with the grab. Tag on the left thigh for the out. That's got the Lynchburg crowd pumped. Good base running by Smith to continue into second base. But there's the second out of the inning. And Lynchburg defensively, they have been sound all season long. We have seen some great defensive plays at Moon Field. Multiple runners cut down at the plate here at Moon Field. Lynchburg really values that portion of the game. And the outfield defense, especially for Lynchburg, no weak links out there left to right with Taliumptua, Hackett, and Powell. And, of course, Lynchburg can also go with some other roster configurations in the outfield grass as well. But that was outstanding. There is a runner on second. Here comes Delaney Lyle, the DP freshman, hitting .357 on the season. 2 home runs. She's driven in 9. Delaney Lyle has struck out 7 times and walked 6 in her freshman season. Good hard pass at that one, but it's up and away out of the contact zone for strike 1. Delaney Lyle. Abby Byram is on deck for Bridgewater. Dorsis looking to pitch out of a little spot of bother. 1-1 count. We're in the top of the first inning here at Moon Field. Bridgewater 9-11 on the season, 2-0 in conference. Lynchburg, 25th ranked team in the country right now. They are 16-4 and undefeated 4-0 in ODAC play. There's a nice one that caught the top of the zone for strike 2. And now it's a 1-2 count. 2 down here in the top of the first. It's always a great time on a softball double dip day. Busy on campus today. We've got another track and field deal going on, and we've got beach volleyball with home matches today, tonight, and tomorrow. It's a beach volleyball bonanza over there. Men's tennis is at home. The list continues. Lael swings on this down the left field line. Tuliumptua's been busy. She will catch this one in the air for the 3rd out of the inning. So Bridgewater threatens but can't get across. And we've still got a 0-0 ball game through the top half of the first inning on Moon Field. You're watching on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
It's opening day for all of us, guys. We're just workshopping. Ferrum College, University of Lynchburg, off the bunt. Lynchburg's Addison.
We were going to show you the triple play from yesterday, but we had some minor technical issues. We're going to figure it out, though, and we'll show it for you. Some folks might have seen it in person. And yes, it is all over the social media. It's on the Lynchburg Twitter and all the other social media stops. And a great interview after the game with Bree Hodges. Hodges and my guy Watson having a blast after the game, and there was some hijinks and some goofing off with the rest of the players in there. And hopefully we get to do a post-game interview today. Our kind of unwritten rule on LHSN is only the interviews after victories. I don't know that that's a steadfast, ironclad type of policy, as Hudnall ropes one foul for strike 1. But we'll just hope for a couple Lynchburg wins and then go from there. We'll find somebody to interview hopefully after the game. If you're a Bridgewater fan watching, first off, thank you for tuning in. And second off, I'm sure the Eagles can spring the upset, which would be an upset on paper. Bridgewater's 9-11, Lynchburg's 16-4. I know that doesn't tell the whole story, but would still feel like an upset for the Eagles, who have the infield drawn in, guarding against the slap-hitting approach of Carly Hudnall, the junior from nearby Russburg High School. 1-1 count. Hudnall is facing Kenzie Cawthorn, sophomore from Tappahannock, Virginia. Give you the rundown on Cawthorn's numbers as she gets strike 2. 2.76 earned run average. She's 4-3 on the season, 3 complete games. This is start number 10. Over 55 innings of work, 37 punch-outs to 24 walks for Mackenzie Cawthorn, a sophomore from the eastern part of the state. Pitching to Hudnall, who loops another one foul. Huddy's going to have to hit with 2 strikes. On deck for Lynchburg, it's Jessica Strickland. Talk about her exploits, what she's been up to her first year on the team. Following Strickland will be Sarah Watts, then it's Kaylee Hackett, Alyssa Tuliumptua, Alex DiNardo, Madison Barnes, Addison Walter, and Lexi Powell will round out the starting lineup. Hudnall fouls one away, and a 1-2 delivery will be coming up again here in just a moment. Lynchburg, if you don't know, is the team clad in red and black here today. Bridgewater is in a black top with white pants. The Eagles have got their gold and maroon trim. Hudnall fouls another one, spraying it into the net. Carly Hudnall on the season. First off, let's not hold on the season, but Hudnall yesterday, 2 for 2 in the one game she played with a walk, drove in 2, stolen base in there as well. for Carly Hudnall. She's 5 for 9 in her last 4, so over 500 in her last 4 ball games. Carly Hudnall swinging a good bat. She'll spray this one to the shortstop. Bang, bang, play at first, but the out is recorded. That was McKenna Mueller getting to it
number
quick.
8, Jessica Strickland.
Throwing Hudnall out at first. Here comes Jessica Strickland. She's in the top 10 in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference in all these categories. Average on base percentage, runs, and hits. Also OPS as well, if you're into the OPS, which is a combination of the on-base percentage and the slugging percentage. If you're not into all the statistical analysis, what that means is Jessica Strickland is playing outstanding, and it's easy to forget that she is just a freshman. I mean, she is fit right in. She's playing shortstop every day and hitting in the top of the lineup for 25th ranked team in the country. Strickland will foul this on top of her own dugout. But yeah, those would be great numbers from a junior or a senior, but you combine the fact that Strickland is a sophomore, I think she's just been sensational. Left-handed hitter from Apex, North Carolina. Had a few errors over there at shortstop, but that's to be expected. I think overall she has brought Coach Dawn Simmons everything she thought she would. That's another one I talked about early in the season. You're cautiously optimistic. Same thing with those big recruits you bring in. You see these players playing in high school or in a travel ball tournament. You know they can play, but you're never quite sure how they're going to adjust to the college game. Well, Strickland has adjusted and then some. The other teams are trying to adjust for her now. 3-1 count for Jessica Strickland with 1 out. Sarah Watts waits on deck, lurking on deck. 2 more home runs yesterday for Sarah Watts, and Watts is now going to get to hit with Strickland on first base after the free pass.
Second base, number 7, Sarah Watts.
So Sarah Watts has got a 4-game hitting streak working. Yesterday, she was 3 for 5 between the 2 games. A solo home run in each game. Also got hit by a pitch. Scored twice, obviously, because of the home runs. Sarah Watts could do major damage here early in this game as Cawthorn struggles to find the zone a bit. Just walks Strickland, and now it's a 1-0 start to Sarah Watts. Megawatt, full wattage, any nickname you want to throw Sarah Watts applies. She has so much power to all fields as well. We have seen her hit home runs at Moon Field to the pull side, left field, and then also the opposite way as well. You will get a mound visit, and that'll give me time to tell you a bit more. The statistical analysis for Sarah Watts. 5 of her 6 home runs are at home. She did have a home run on the road at Salisbury. And Lynchburg has played so well at home, 11-1 at Moon Field. They have 6 more home games remaining after today. The next will be a week from Easter Sunday on April the 7th. We hope you'll make your plans to join us. Lynchburg has 2 road doubleheaders between now and then. They'll be on the road next at Guilford on Tuesday. And it's just crazy to think that basically in a week, the season will be 3/4 of the way gone, just about. Lynchburg's 16-4 right now. And they're going to get 6 more games in next week with 3 ODAC doubleheaders. There is still, I think, 2 more non-conference games. Lynchburg's going to travel to take on CNU later on this year. 3-0 count for Sarah Watts. See if the green light's on or not here in the bottom of the first inning. Tie ball game, 0-0. Strickland leads off at first. Here's the pitch. Looked to be right down Main Street. Watts maybe thought it was a ball. She was out of the box heading to first, but instead it's a 3-1 count now. As Kinsey Cawthorn throws her first strike in what was, I believe, the last 7 pitches. Cawthorn ready for the 3-1. Here it comes to Watts. Ground ball left side. That's through. Strickland's going to get the stop sign and stay at second, but Lynchburg has their first hit of the ball game. 2 runners on now for Kaylee Hackett.
Center fielder number 19, Kaylee Hackett.
Kaylee Hackett is 3rd on the team in batting average right now, 365 so far this season. She's driven in 11. 19 hits for Kaylee Hackett. Add one more for Sarah Watts. She's up to 20 on the season now. With the base knock, 1 out. Cawthorn looking at the wristband on the left arm for the signs. There's another one, same spot. Strickland's going to turn and burn, and then the stop sign went up from Coach Simmons. There was a slight bobble in left field, but at that point it was a little bit too late for Strickland to restart. Back-to-back base hits for Lynchburg, though.
Now batting left fielder, number 17, Alyssa Teliumtua.
And here comes Alyssa Teliumtua, the left fielder from Yorktown, swinging a good bat this season. 347. Lynchburg as a team hits 314. That is third in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. In their last 5, the team average is slightly under that at 304. But some of that is competition related, as you might expect. So many great teams on the schedule in general, but so many great teams in the ODAC. Always tough test. 1-0 count for Teliumtua. No batting gloves for the left fielder from Lynchburg. I say that's rare in this day and age, but I noticed Alex DiNardo on deck is not wearing batting gloves either. So perhaps we should hold on just talking about how rare that might be. 2-0 count. It's Cawthorn struggling to find it just a little bit again. Hackett ambushed a first pitch fastball. Teliumtua is going to send this in the gap. Running on the move in right field, but that'll fall in front of Baldwin. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in as Watts cruises home, and Lynchburg sporting an early 2-0 lead. Alyssa Teliumtua. That'll be 2 RBIs for the sophomore. And Lynchburg showing no signs of slowing down now. 3 straight base hits. And Cawthorn has only issued the 1 walk, but she has consistently fallen behind hitters, with the exception, again, of Hackett, who went after the first pitch. Alex DiNardo, one of the heroes from yesterday. Yeah, she's vibing. She's feeling good. She's dancing around here to the music before she even gets in the batter's box. She had a great interview with Andrew Watson. I encourage you to go watch that if you have not done so already. So much personality for this team. And Alex DiNardo, second to none.
Now
Plus personality
player, number 18,
for the DP, Alex DiNardo from Mosley, Virginia. DiNardo hitting .500 on the season, thanks to some outstanding work in the double dip yesterday. She's 6 for 12. Swung on and maybe just briefly tipped, but right back into the catcher Schaf's glove. And now it's an 0-2 count. Alex DiNardo has driven in 2 this season on those 6 hits. 0-2 count, runners on first and second. 1 down here in the bottom of the first. Lynchburg looking for more. DiNardo fouls that back. It hit the netting, so it's a foul ball. Catcher Schaf was back there quickly. And maybe with no wind, actually, that ball might not have touched the net. The wind is kind of blowing it in a direction that the net is closer to home plate. And that does mean the wind is blowing out to left, by the way, so that's probably worth mentioning as well. Here comes another 0-2. DiNardo waved on it, missed. Ball not handled. Play at home? No play at first either. And that's another run for Lynchburg, and now it's runners at the corners.
Now batting.
Go down as a strikeout
16,
for Cawthorn.
Madison Barnes.
It's her first strikeout, but it's not an out recorded because of the misplay. Either a pass ball or a wild pitch. Looks like it's going to be a wild pitch officially. And now runners on first and third. DiNardo will get a pinch runner here.
Fans, turn your attention to first base. Are now pinch running for Lynchburg. Number 13, Caitlin Regan.
That is Caitlin Regan, number 13, that will go into run for DiNardo. So Coach Dawn Simmons using her resources and reinforcements. Better wheels over there at first base for DiNardo as she goes to the on-deck circle to try to give Addison Walter some keys on how to hit Kenzie Cawthorn. The hitter in the batter's box is Madison Barnes, sophomore first baseman from Halifax County. 1 out. It's a 3-0 lead. Regan going, planned throwback to the pitcher there from Bridgewater. They were content to let Regan steal that. Now it's runners on second and third. 1-0 count for Madison Barnes. Barnes on the season hitting .289. She's driven in 9. Chance to add to that. And boy, a base hit here would feel like a lot of breathing room for the Hornets. Early in the ball game, you know, a 3-run lead's not totally rock solid safe, but go up 4 or 5 to nothing after 1. That makes you feel pretty good. Cawthorn eyes the wristband again. Now gets set to twirl in there. Got Barnes out front on something off speed. Good pitch there from Cawthorn. Good action on the pitches. Lynchburg's done a nice job laying off some close ones. Strike zone awareness, plate discipline. 2-1 delivery to Barnes. Took a good hack at that and fouls it back. See if Cawthorn maybe goes back to that off-speed pitch. Look, it could have been a curveball. And sometimes when you get a swing and miss on one, you kind of file it away, go to something else, and then you go back to the pitch that she couldn't connect with. Might have been just that, or maybe just a true change up there. There's another ball that will skip off the netting and the backstop, so just a foul ball. Madison Barnes will get to try again. The senior Addison Walter is on deck. A long bottom of the first inning here for Lynchburg. They have plated 3. Carly Hudnall grounded out to the shortstop, and then the next 4 in a row reached for the Hornets. They've still got 2 on. Next 5 in a row reached for the Hornets, actually. Forgot about DiNardo's strikeout. Cue ball off the end of the bat, maximum spin. Great effort to try to flip it over there as the ball gets by the first baseman. That was the second baseman, Caroline Melandra, who just sort of did a backhand flip out of the glove. It was the only play that she had as that ball was spinning around. We're going to get a pitching change, I think. New pitcher's going to walk out without even a coach coming out to take the ball. So we'll pause and try to identify the new arm here and figure it all out. Right now, it's a 4-0 lead for Lynchburg on top of Bridgewater. We are still in the bottom of the first inning. Okay, the new pitcher for Bridgewater will be number 23, Delaney Lale. She was in the lineup already as the designated player, so Lale is in the circle now. She's got a 4.90 earned run average. This will be appearance number 9 of the season for Lale. She does have 1 save. She's in a tough spot here. Runners at the corners for Lynchburg with 1 out. 4-0 Lynchburg lead. Lale left-handed. Lynchburg's trying to get an intentional pick play. Now it becomes a double steal attempt. Bridgewater ready for it, and they will make the throw home to get Regan out there. Tried the feet first slide, but the throw was perfect. And Bridgewater gets the second out of the inning that way on the bases. That was Barnes that just sort of hung out in between first and second. Good pitch from Lale. Barnes just hung out in between first and second there. Ball went back to Lale. She then fired it to second base and then home to get Regan, who had a pretty good feet first slide, it looked like. but the throw was in time. Check swing, swinging bunt. They'll say that went off of Addison Walter's foot.
Now pitching for Bridgewater, number 23, Delaney Lale.
So Addison Walter will come back and
now
hit with a
at plate for
1-2
the
count.
Hornets, third base, number 3, Addison Walter.
Runner on second, excuse me. We did have multiple runners on, but not anymore. 4-run bottom of the first for Lynchburg. See if Walter can keep it going. High and tight on a fastball from Lale. She's got some juice. Lexi Powell is the 9-hole hitter on deck right now for Lynchburg. If the Hornets can send 9 to the plate in the first, would also be a nice little psychological feather in the cap, if you will, for Lynchburg, who should already be feeling good, regardless of whether Lexi Powell comes up here or not. Should be feeling pretty outstanding about the offensive production in the first inning. 4 hits now for Lynchburg. There was a walk, and another batter reached on the strikeout. Walter off the fist to get a piece of that and stay alive. Lale is one of 4 Bridgewater pitchers that have made starts this season. And this is not a start, but she's in the first inning. She can stabilize things for the Eagles. This one belted into center field by Walter. Running grab out there by Kaylin Ramsey. Good catch by Kaylin Ramsey to finish off a first inning that was great for Lynchburg. Could have been worse for Bridgewater, though. They make a couple key plays to just maintain a 4-0 deficit. Right now, Hornets on top after 1 complete at Moon Field. Top of the second inning, Kaylee Dorsis with run support in the first. 4 runs for Dorsis. And she's now pitching to 5, 6, 7 in the Bridgewater lineup.
Now batting,
this is Abby Byram, the left fielder.
Abby Byram.
Sophomore from Suffolk, Virginia, leading it off here for the Eagles. Not the start they would have wanted, but as I said, a couple good plays. They throw out Regan at home to save a run there. And then a running grab on a ball that Addison Walter hit pretty hard by the center fielder, Kaylin Ramsey, who will be due up third in this inning. 3 sophomores in a row coming up for Bridgewater. Actually, 4 in a row when you go down to the 8-hole hitter, Andrea Savage. 0-2 count. Dorsis peels another one off, flared to right. Lexi Powell is there, no problem for the senior, and that is out number 1 of the inning for Lynchburg. Lexi Schaaf is the catcher.
Now batting, the catcher, number 17,
Bridgewater.
Lexi Schaaf.
Schaaf third on the team in average at 240. This will be start number 20 for her. 12 hits total. 3 doubles mixed in there. With the sophomore. My name is Kyle. Henry Walls is our fantastic producer, director for game 1, at least anyway. So nice, you got to say it twice. Sam Rice is on the cameras. Outdoors, high and tight there from Kaylee Dorsis. It's a 2-0 count to Schaaf. It is Kaylin Ramsey, another product from nearby Amherst County High School on deck for the Bridgewater Eagles. Good pitch from Dorsis there. Looked like she took something off to get that 2-0 delivery across. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bridgewater beat Shenandoah 4-1 and 4-2 in 8 innings on Wednesday. Cawthorn got the win in game 1. She's not going to get the win here, even if Bridgewater comes back. Cawthorn out of the game. Delaney Lale on in relief in the circle for Bridgewater. 2-2 count coming up to the catcher, Schaaf. Dorsis went upstairs. Schaaf did not offer, so now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, yeah, 2-0 start to conference play for Bridgewater. Bouncing ball foul. We'll try this again. Schaaf is from Loudoun Valley High School.
Do you have any classes with this guy, Henry?
As we scan the crowd some more. Great crowd. I think it's our best one since I've been here anyway. Swing and a miss. Dorsis has got her 2nd strikeout of the game. And it's the 2nd out of the inning.
Fielder number 21.
It'll bring up the sophomore Kaylin Ramsey. Start number 7 today for Kaylin Ramsey, hitting just 167 on the year so far, looking to jumpstart things. Swing and a miss on a pitch low and away from Kaylee Dorsis. No balls and 1 strike. Lynchburg will have Lexi Powell, the right fielder, leading off in their half of the 2nd inning. Dorsis looks in, fires to the mitt of Carly Hudnall, but that is wide right from our perspective here in the press box. Wide left from that center field cam, which is looking better than ever, or as good as ever, we'll say. How about that? Because it always looks pretty good, the visuals on LHSN. Here's a ball in the air. Should have a play on it at first base. Popped out. We're going to get runner interference. Yes, they have called the runner, Kaylin Ramsey, out. Got to give the fielder room to catch that ball. Unfortunately for Ramsey, she's going to get called out on the technicality, and that will be how the 2nd inning ends. 4-0. Lynchburg looking to add to the lead in the bottom of the 2nd when you come back on LHSN.
Batting right fielder number 10.
Having a ball on a
Lexi
softball
Powell.
Friday. We're so excited to be spending it with you, softball fans. Thanks for watching. The crowd, I'm told, today is a little bit better than yesterday. The weather outside is really nice. Windy, breezy for sure, but very nice. And I think the fans are appreciative of that. And also, I guess, with the Good Friday holiday, a few more people able to make the trip. 0-1 count for Lexi Powell, senior from Vinton, Virginia, facing Delaney Lale, who's the 2nd pitcher Bridgewater has used. Powell's got a base knock up the middle. 9-hole hitter is on for Lynchburg. This will bring up the leadoff, Carly Hudnall. Grounded out to the shortstop in her first at bat. Hit number 5 of the game for Lynchburg already.
Carly Hudnall.
It was a 3-up, 3-down inning for BC in their half of the 2nd. It's not going to be that for Lynchburg Here comes Carly Hudnall. Shows the bunt. Got that off the end of the bat, and it's foul. 0 balls and 1 strike. What a time to be a sports fan. March Madness, Major League Baseball beginning yesterday. Spring sports and college just in full flight. And really, again, we're past the halfway point now for Lynchburg softball and pretty much all the other spring sports as well. Powell's going to run, and she is out. Tried sort of a modified head-first slide there, and the tag was applied by the shortstop McKenna Mueller. Caught stealing there for Lexi Powell. Lynchburg likes to run. Running's definitely part of their game. 22 stolen bases on the season, but they've already been caught stealing twice now in this one. Once at home, that was Regan, and now at second. Leadoff hitter Powell is out after a strong throw from Schaaf. Hudnall's going to hit with a 2-1 count now, 1 out. You got to like the aggressiveness from Lynchburg. I don't think you can fault that. And you do the math, I think, as a coach and say, well, if we can steal 75, 80, 85%, 90%, we'll take a few where we get thrown out. Pressuring the defense, there's a lot to be said for that. Hudnall floats one to the shortstop.
Shortstop number 8,
for the second out of the inning. And here's Jessica Strickland. Walked in her first plate appearance. Strickland 1 for 2 yesterday with a stolen base in game 1 and then 0 for 2 in game 2. Strickland has hit safely in 16 of 19 this season. Talking about the freshman, the sensational, motivational, the inspirational Jessica Strickland. She does so much on campus, taking photos and working on the game day graphics for several other teams here. I think she does the same thing for a high school or two down in North Carolina. Jessica Strickland, even on her off days, she's out snapping photos of the baseball team and other things happening on campus, and still finding time to work on her game and be one of the best freshmen around. Strickland leads this Lynchburg squad in average, 431 so far this season. That includes 1 homer, 1 triple, and 7 doubles. Strickland is a perfect 6 for 6 in the stolen base department. Here's her 2-strike approach. She'll foul that one back. She holds that bat out front in sort of a modified bunt type of attempt, but she's never really going to bunt with a 2-strike count. It's just how Strickland sets herself up with the timing and the bat path, and kind of interesting to watch. I mean, suppose she could put down a bunt, but that's not really what she's trying to do there. It'll actually be a strikeout as Lael gets Strickland swinging. Not a true 3-up, 3-down inning, but only 3 go to the plate for Lynchburg. Lexi Powell with a base knock, but then she's thrown out at second, so the 4-0 lead is maintained through 2 complete here at Moon Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Getting ready to start the 3rd inning. The 3rd inning here at Moon Field. Bridgewater trailing 4-0. But zeros for both squads in the 2nd inning. Delaney Lael, the 2nd pitcher Bridgewater has used, has seemed to fare better than her predecessor, Kenzie Cawthorn. Lynchburg in the circle, it's still Kaylee Dorsis, the junior. Working hard. She surrendered 2 doubles actually in the 1st inning. But neither run could score as Lynchburg made a great play. Throw a runner out at home. That was Alyssa Tuliumtua with an outfield assist. Tuliumtua in the season's got credit for 5 assists now. Pretty good for an outfielder. Just looking at the defensive stats here. Kaylee Hackett, 3 outfield assists. Lexi Powell's got some assists, but some of those might be when she has been doing some catching duties. Although I do remember one Lexi Powell throw out from the outfield, I think. We could get the official breakdown. It's a 1-2 count. This ball pounded high and deep, but foul from Andrea Savage. Sophomore from Suffolk, Virginia, playing third base for Bridgewater. She's in the number 8 spot in this batting order. And it's Caroline Melandra on deck for the Eagles. This one fouled the other direction over to the first base side. It bounces off the visitors' dugout and goes down into the creek area that we have to our right on Moon Field. Lynchburg defensively straight away. Outfield medium depth, infield pretty much normal depth. The corners, at least third base. Addison Walters in front of the bag. She'll be on the move to field this foul ball and send it back to Kaylee Dorsis in the circle. Andrea Savage on the season, a .209 hitter. That's on 9 hits, 43 at bats so far, 3 doubles in there. She has driven in 3. Swing and a miss on a ball that was well outside. Huddle tried for the tag. She'll have to throw, no problem there. Strikeout number 3 of the ball game for Kaylee Dorsis. It's out number 1 of the 3rd inning. Second baseman Caroline Melandra in the batter's box now for Bridgewater.
Now batting, second base number 32, Caroline Melandra.
Let's go for the run scoring totals for the Eagles. Through 20 games, they have scored 62 runs. That's good for 3.1 per game. For Lynchburg, as a comparison, they've scored 90 runs, 99 runs actually through 20 games. That's 4.95 per game, so almost 5 runs per game for the Hornets. Pretty good, and the offense has been hitting over 300 for basically all of the season. 315 right now as a team for Lynchburg. Ball up in the air that will go out of play, in fact, over our brand new press box here on Moon Field. Part of the wonderful renovations that have taken place. Just a great place to watch a softball game. You can even watch some as you drive by on Lakeside Drive, but we should encourage all drivers to be safe out there. Don't take your eyes off the road too long. We got some great color on the trees. Springtime, things are in bloom. Everything's greening up. Nice green deck to play on out there in the outfield. Off-speed pitch. Melandra got a piece of. How about the sidearm flip from the sensational Jessica Strickland? How good was that, fans? Strickland's got all the throws, doesn't she? Second out of the inning. And it brings up the leadoff hitter, Amelia Baldwin. Right fielder double
right fielder
in
number
her first at bat.
14, Amelia Baldwin.
Baldwin on the season, hitting 200 exactly. Although that's gone up slightly. Let's give you the adjusted average. She's now 5 for 21 on the year, which comes out to 238. 238 now for Baldwin. Eye-line heater. That is ball 1. And our count is even at 1-1. 2 outs. Lynchburg's got Watts, Hackett, and Tuliumtua coming up in the bottom of the 3rd. Open stance from Baldwin. I think she's going with the split grip as well. Let's see if we can get a closer look at the batting technique of the freshman from Chesterfield, Virginia. 1-2 count. Dorsis looking in for the sign. Holds the ball off the right hip. Now she's ready. Pitch, check swing. Think they got her. Let's see. They'll peel down to 3rd. They did. Punch out number 4 of the game for Kaylee Dorsis. She's rolling Lynchburg, leading 4-0 after 2.5 at Moon Field.
Now batting second base
The
number
Lynchburg
7,
Hornets
Sarah
Sports
Watts.
Network is proud to present Old Dominion Athletic Conference softball from Moon Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. One of the most beautiful places to watch a game. I think I actually undersold it last inning when I was talking about Moon Field. Strike one to Sarah Watts, who is 1 for 1 in this game. Pulled a single through the left side of the infield in inning number 1. That was a 4-run inning for Lynchburg. That's where the lead stands right now, 4-0. It actually could have been worse. Bridgewater made some fine defensive plays in that first inning to limit the damage somewhat. It's weird to say that in a 4-run inning, you actually did limit the damage somewhat, but I think that's exactly what the Eagles did. They're still within arm's length here. Bridgewater has had a lot of close games this season. 2 close wins against Shenandoah to open up conference play, 4-1 and 4-2. The 4-2 victory was in 8 innings. Eagles went on the road to Winchester to get those victories as well. That was on Wednesday. Lynchburg was in action yesterday. Beat Ferrum twice. Lynchburg off until Tuesday when they head down to North Carolina to take on Guilford. And I believe Bridgewater is in action tomorrow. They are. They're hosting the other team from the Hill City in the ODAC. That will be Randolph College taking the trip up to Bridgewater for some Saturday softball. Up and into Sarah Watts. She does not take a sniff at that. Now it's a full count. Kaylee Hackett on deck, the center fielder, also singled through the left side in her first at bat. First at bat for all these hitters right now against Delaney Lale. Lefty spins one low and away. Watts will take the walk. Good patience there by Sarah Watts. I thought Lale threw some really tough pitches
19, Kaylee Hackett.
that Watts never bothered to get the bat off the shoulder on. Pretty impressive. 5th walk of the season for Sarah Watts. Here's Kaylee Hackett, third on this team, an average at 365, and that went up slightly. She'll bunt in the air back to the pitcher. Watts, good base running, scrambles back in time. Quick first out there for Lynchburg on a bunt attempt.
Now batting.
It will
left
bring
fielder
up
number
Alyssa
17,
Taliumtua.
Alyssa Taliumtua.
The left fielder also singled in her first at bat. Drove in 2 with her ball that went in the right center gap. Outfield slightly deeper. Infield in the modified double play depth against the left-handed hitting Alyssa Taliumtua. Taliumtua on the season, 347. Leads the team in walks with 8. And that was an easy decision there on a ball that wasn't close out of the hand of Lale. Lynchburg has 6 full-timers hitting over 300. Bree Hodges in start number 9. She's also over 300. Bree Hodges, 8 starts. I beg your pardon. 8 starts for Bree Hodges. She's over 300. Alex DiNardo is over 500 coming into the game anyway. It's an offensive attack that is well-rounded for Lynchburg. 1-2 count on Taliumtua. Swing and a miss. Punch out there. Strikeout number 2 for Lale. And Lynchburg has struck out 3 times as a team. DiNardo K'd but didn't make an out. This would be her spot in the order. Let's see, is it a change for Coach Dawn Simmons? It's still DiNardo warming up there. A runner for Watts, maybe? Never re-entered after the pinch run, that's right. Caitlin Regan went in to run for Alex DiNardo after that strikeout. So that was the change there that Coach Simmons
now
was
batting,
delivering
designated player number 18,
to our umpire.
Alex DiNardo.
See, that's the part that I would screw up as a coach, honestly, fans, right there. I would need Dawn Simmons to remind me every time. Here's the pitch from Lale. DiNardo fouls it away. This is DiNardo's first time facing Delaney Lale. 0-1 count. Sarah Watts at first. Watts is 2 for 2 in the stolen base department this year. Lynchburg's already lost 2 runners on the bases, though. Sometimes that can make you a little bit less likely as a coach to give the sign there. So we'll just see. There are 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Bridgewater's going to have 2, 3, 4 coming up. Start the 4th inning. Here's the pitch from Lale. Oh, nibbles the corner there for strike 3. That was perfection from Delaney Lale. Back-to-back punch-outs to get Bridgewater back in the dugout. 1 left stranded for Lynchburg. In the bottom of the 3rd, the Hornets still holding on to a 4-0 lead over Bridgewater.
Now
We are ready for the 4th
shortstop
inning
number
here
8,
at
McKenna
Moon Field.
Mueller.
Game 1 of a fast-moving double-dip day. Kaylee Dorsis is moving fast in the circle and pitching effectively. She gave up 2 hits in the 1st inning. None since then. Dorsis has struck out 4, including 2 of the last 3. As the press box vibes are at an all-time high, I think, as well. We mentioned Henry Walls, but fans, we should tell you that Tim LaDuca is here. Maddie Che is here. Good cut right there from McKenna Mueller. Boy, I like that. She was right on it. Fouled straight back. And let's see if Dorsis can pitch off of that. That ball seemed to be up in the zone. Does Dorsis go with something down now, potentially? Always fun to think about the duel between the pitcher and the hitter. It was an off-speed pitch that barely nipped the outer black. And that is a strikeout looking for Kaylee Dorsis.
Now batting, first
5th
base number
punch out
5, Jasmine
of
Smith.
the game for Dorsis. That was nice. She pulled the string on that off-speed pitch. Dorsis typically does get better as the game goes on. She's one of those pitchers that just seems to get more feel. You're figuring out what pitches are working, maybe which ones aren't working, figuring out the hitters a little bit more. And now, you know, she's going to remember, hey, I've struck out Mueller twice. So well, maybe I can go back to that pitch when I need it. Maybe I file that one away. Maybe you start the next at bat against Mueller with that same pitch. All sorts of mental games and things you can do as a pitcher out there. And when you've got it all going, it becomes easier to do that stuff. When you're struggling to throw strikes, you can't really do any of those mental games or work your pitching plan. You just got to get strikes across and make the other team swing the bat. But when you're wired in, like it looks like Dorsis is, then it becomes a lot of fun. Look out. Big swing here from Jasmine Smith. That'll change your thought. That ball's gone. Jasmine Smith from Amherst, Virginia, parking one over the left field wall to give Bridgewater their first run. Smith has got a double and a home run, and she is pumped. She'll get greeted by the team at home plate. Shutout gone for Kaylee Dorsis. Still a 3-0 lead for Lynchburg, but Jasmine Smith, 2 of the 3 hits for the Eagles. They're both extra base hits. Great stuff right there from Jasmine Smith. Smith leads the team in hitting. That's home run number 2 of the season
pitcher, number
for
23,
Jasmine Smith.
Delaney Lale.
So there you go. Back to why pitching is so tough. 1 minute you're on top of Moon Field, and the next it's some sort of eclipse situation going on out there. That wasn't a great reference, but that is coming up. We'll see how Dorsis responds. She's got ahead on Lale. Good first pitch there from Kaylee Dorsis. Facing who is now her counterpart. Lale sprays one down the line. That's on the chalk. Fair? No. Foul ball is the call. Umpire signaling foul ball. And the Bridgewater coach, Megan Plaskovic, wondering about that call. We do not have the benefit of instant replay today. Lael was going to stay on first, and then her coach told her to go back. I think the argument has fallen on deaf ears, unfortunately, for Bridgewater. The Eagles starting to gather a little bit of momentum here. Solo home run doesn't seem like much, but it can get your team pumped. Oh, that ball got over Tully-Umptua's head. Lael hit one off the chalk, she thought. Now she'll hit one over the left fielder's head and hustle into second base with a double. 4 hits Bridgewater has as a team. Believe it or not, they're all extra base hits now. 2 doubles and 1 home run. And the Eagles might be in business here. Let's see how Dorsis can stabilize against the talented lineup. This is number 0, Abby Byram. Sophomore hitting. It'll be a runner for the pitcher at second base. You knew the Eagles weren't going to just go away quietly and wait for game 2. They're putting a rally together here in the top of the 4th.
Second base, number 12, Cheyenne Barlow.
Jasmine Smith getting her ball club pumped up with a big fly.
Number 0, Abby Byram.
Dawn Simmons is going to walk to the mound. I think this is just a mound visit, not a change from Coach Simmons. Maybe reviewing the plan of attack on the sophomore Abby Byram. So Lynchburg got their 4 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning. And don't forget about some key defensive plays from Bridgewater in that inning to just hold Lynchburg to 4 runs. I used the phrase keeping the Hornets within arm's length, and Bridgewater's getting even a little bit closer than that now. 4-1 with a runner on second, 1 out. This is Abby Byram. Flew out to right in her first at bat. Sophomore enters the game hitting .280.
When I say that, I mean like
she's driven in 3.
gonna slide over. Yeah, you can stay on.
6 strikeouts and no walks so far this season for sophomore Abby Byram. Facing Kaylee Dorsis for the 2nd time. First pitch swinging, fouled to the right side. Lexi Powell was on her bicycle over there, but couldn't quite get to that softball in time. Just a foul ball. Catcher Lexi Schaaf on deck. She struck out against Kaylee Dorsis, one of 5 punch-out victims. But Dorsis has surrendered 4 hits, one of them a solo home run to Jasmine Smith. That one's upstairs, 1-1 count. There's 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Lynchburg has 5 hits for reference. They did get 4 of them in that 1st inning. This ball lifted to left. Tully-Umptua laying out to take not a hit away. It was going to be a foul ball, but to get an out for Lynchburg. High degree of difficulty there for Tully-Umptua. Read that one perfectly off the bat. That's big time right there.
Now batting, the catcher, number 17, Lexi Schaaf.
2 outs now in a 3-run Lynchburg lead. Runner on second. Dorsis, ball 1 from the right-handed junior from Lynchburg. What a play by Alyssa Tully-Umptua. Probably thinks she should have caught that ball that Delaney Lael hit. I shouldn't even attempt to know what Alyssa Tully-Umptua thinks. She got close to that ball that Lael hit. Let's put it that way. 1-1 count. But if she had any regrets or misgivings about the other ball, I feel like she made up for it with that diving grab. Alyssa Tully-Umptua, outstanding defensively, part of a outfield trio that I think is second to none. And that trio is out there right now. 1-2 count. Dorsis went to the edge, got it there. It's strikeout number 6, and Bridgewater will leave 1 stranded. But the Eagles do get 1 run. Solo shot from Jasmine Smith gets Bridgewater on the board. Lynchburg leading 4-1. We're ready for the bottom of the fourth
Now
inning here
batting
at
first
Moon
base
Field.
number
Lynchburg
16,
leading 4-1.
Madison Barnes.
Here comes Madison Barnes. 1 for 1 in this game. Floated over the pitcher, had some spin on it. It'll drop in there. Looked like one of Andrew Watson's wedge shots. That is a reference back to my broadcasting colleague, Andy Watson, who was on the call yesterday. We had Sam Graham on the call for some softball last weekend. Sounded outstanding. This LHSN team, I can't say enough good things about them, but I'll continue to try to say the good things, even though we can't say enough. That's a bunt that bounced off of Addison Walters. She was hustling out of the box, so just a foul ball. Runner on first is Madison Barnes, 2 for 2. You got to call that a well-placed single, right? Barnes did not hit that one hard, but the little spin on it helped out. Helped out from the Lynchburg perspective anyway. And here comes the 0-1 pitch to Addison Walter. Wow, that was almost a self-defense bunt, as that one was head high. And Walter, I think, was in that zone of, do I try to get out of the way and pull the bunt back or actually try to bunt it? And it will be a foul ball. And that's a decision that happens, obviously, in a split second. 0-2 count, Delaney Lyle. She probably likes that result, though. Here's the pitch, off the knuckles, and then the screen for another foul ball. Lexi Powell on deck for Lynchburg. She's 1 for 1 with a single. She singled to lead off the second inning and then got thrown out trying to steal. Lael checks the wristband, now digs in and fires. That ball roped to the third baseman, could be a double play. It is. Nice stretch over there by Smith, and Lynchburg has lost another on the bases. There's not much Madison Barnes could do, really. It happened so quick. So it's a double play. I'm going to note down that Addison Walter hit it hard. Walter hit it hard in her first at bat. Lined out to the center fielder to end the first inning. So there you go. Hitting is tough. It's 9-on-1 out there. They've got 9 defenders, and you've only got 1 bat. Maybe 8.5 if you don't want to count the catcher as a full defender. But it is tough to find some holes sometimes. And then other times they just seem to drop in for you everywhere. And hopefully it all evens out in the long run. That's what you tell yourself as a hitter anyway. Lexi Powell under this one. Could be playable. Foul ball. Slight miscommunication, I believe, by the catcher Schaaf and the first baseman Jasmine Smith. Again, that's another one that's happening so quick. And you could practice it all the time. Still a really tough play. Lexi Powell will get a slight reprieve here. She's 1 for 1, but hitting with an 0-2 count and 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. This ball in the dirt from Lael. Powell does not offer. And now our count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. BC's going to have 7, 8, 9 coming up in their half of the 5th inning. Bridgewater still very much in this ball game. Here's the pitch to Powell. Got a piece of that to stay alive again. Lynchburg off for a few days. And I'm sure there'll be some practice in there, but perhaps a break for Easter. And then Hornets hit the road down Route 29 to take on Guilford on Tuesday. Bouncing ball up the middle, diving stab, but Lexi Powell too fast. Nice effort from Caroline Melandra there, the second baseman for Bridgewater, but Lexi Powell, too much speed.
Catcher, number 6,
2 base hits for Lexi Powell. 7 in the game for Lynchburg. And the Hornets really haven't stranded that many. They've lost some batters on the bases. Regan got thrown out at home. Powell got thrown out trying to steal the last time she was on, and then a double play. And by my count, Lynchburg's actually only stranded 2. So 4 runs on 7 hits. They've only left 2 on because of the fact that they've lost 3 base runners along the way there. Here's Carly Hudnall, still looking for her first hit of the ball game. She'll slap one over towards the on-deck circle. Strickland was ready for it with a slight step-around move. And it's just a foul ball. 1-1 count. Hudnall on the season, second on the team in average, 392. And Huddy was 5 for her last 9 coming into the game. So 5 for 11 doesn't look bad, but a base hit here would get her back to an even 500 in the last week or so, and would keep this inning alive and also bring up a very dangerous Jessica Strickland with what would be 2 runners on probably if Hudnall can get a base hit. 2-1 count. This is her second time facing the reliever, Delaney Lale. Hudnall bounces right side. Oh, bobbled there, kicked around, but kicked in the right direction. No, still free. That was an interesting play because the second baseman, Melandra, bobbled and then unintentionally kicked it towards the first baseman, Jasmine Smith, who appeared to have the ball on the bag for a moment, but didn't hold on either. Fist bump there from Hudnall and Smith over there at first base. Good sportsmanship. Also, I'm sure those two know each other from their days playing high school softball. Smith from Amherst, Hudnall from Rustburg. But a little bit of a slight collision there, and both players okay, and that's nice to see the sportsmanship on display. So here is the dangerous Jessica Strickland up with runners on first and third. Believe that was
batting, shortstop,
scored
number 8,
an
Jessica
E4.
Strickland.
Sounds like an error on the second baseman. So 1 error for Bridgewater. And let's see what Jessica Strickland has. She is still hitless on the day. She did walk in her first plate appearance. Wants the first one, floats it to the shortstop. Got a hustle, but the out is made. 2 left on in that inning for Lynchburg, and their lead will stay at 4-1. Bridgewater coming to hit in the top of the 5th. Next on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Left on base.
The Lynchburg Hornets were stinging early with 4 runs in the bottom of the first, but nothing since then as the Eagles are hanging tough here, and Bridgewater has gotten 1 run in the 4th inning. We have reached the top of the 5th inning. Kaylee Dorsis,
batting.
other than the solo home run, has been pretty outstanding.
Kaylin Ramsey.
There have been 4 hits total for Bridgewater, and in fact, they're all extra base hits. But I just think Dorsis has been pretty sharp. Give the Eagles some credit. Talented hitters, especially Jasmine Smith. She is 2 for 2 with a double and a home run. Ball 1 there on the first pitch, and there's a nice snag going down to 1 knee. Quality glove work from Addison Walter at third to retire Kaylin Ramsey.
Now batting,
And we'll
third
bring
base
up
number
Andrea
3, Andrea
Savage.
Savage.
Struck out in her first at bat. Second time facing Kaylee Dorsis. Dorsis has 6 complete games this season. First pitch swung on and lifted high over our heads towards Lakeside Drive. Back to Dorsis here real quick. 6 complete games this season. This is start number 11. 2 of those complete games were shutouts. Not going to happen in this game, obviously, with the solo home run from Smith. Off-speed pitch. A good piece of hitting there from Savage. She identified that and then kept the bat in the zone long enough to slap it into center field.
Now batting,
5th hit of the
second
game
base
for
number
Bridgewater. It's
32,
actually their first single.
Caroline Melandra.
First time a runner has been on first for more than just touching the bag to go to second anyway. Looks like a pinch runner moving out to first base for Bridgewater. Number 10, Peyton Gregory, I believe. Peyton Gregory will sub in for Savage. Gregory on the season, 1 for 1 in the stolen base department.
For Bridgewater.
Bridgewater has
number
17
10,
as a
Gregory.
team through 20 games. Lynchburg 22 stolen bases through 20 games. No, those numbers don't factor in anything that has happened today. The hitter is the second baseman, Caroline Melandra. She floats this one to the left side. Strickland calling off Addison Walter, and the out is recorded. They slap hands and tap gloves on the back.
Fielder, number 14, Anelia Baldwin.
We've got 2 outs. Anelia Baldwin is the right fielder. She doubled in her first at bat. Hitting out of the crouch, so slap this one to Strickland. Strickland quickly in and out of the glove, and then bazookas one over to first base for the final out of the inning. 1 left on for Bridgewater. Lynchburg leads 4-1 after 4.5 at Moon Field. Bottom of the 5th inning, it's Sarah Watts leading off for Lynchburg.
Now batting second base,
Mega
number 7, Sarah Watts.
is 1 for 1 with a walk. 2 home runs yesterday for Sarah Watts. High wattage hero. 6 on the season. This will be a tough play by the shortstop. Oh, nice dig at first. The ice cream scoop from Jasmine Smith over there to retire Sarah Watts. It's the first time Watts has been out today. Kaylee Hackett now,
center fielder, number 19,
1 for 2.
Kaylee Hackett.
Hackett popped up a bunt to the pitcher in her previous at-bat. 3rd time through the order here for Lynchburg. They lead 4-1. 4 runs on 7 hits. Hornets have left now 4 stranded. And they've had 3 runners retired on the bases in a variety of methods, actually. But 2 of them were officially caught stealing, and then 1 on the double play. Delaney Lyle really spinning it out there for Bridgewater. Like what she's got. She'll get Hackett under this one. Tough play. Second baseman Caroline Melandra will take over to make the grab for out number 2 of the inning.
Now batting left fielder, number
Alyssa
17,
Taliumtua.
Alyssa Taliumtua.
2 runners driven in her first inning single. She struck out in her last at bat. That was her first time facing Lale. Sunny skies, mid to upper 60s here at Moon Field, but plenty of wind. I think most of Central Virginia is under a wind advisory, and they were saying potentially 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gust. We're a little bit protected here at Moon Field as far as we're kind of sunken down a little bit and surrounded by some hills. You can actually see some of those when we go to our different cameras, but it's definitely still a windy day, and we have seen that wind be somewhat of a factor on some pop-ups. Might have aided Jasmine Smith's home run slightly. Wind does appear to be blowing out to left field and left center. Taliumtua will slash one into left field. Her second hit of the ball game. She's on with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Now batting, designated player number 18, Alex DiNardo.
Alex DiNardo, the DP, is up. She struck out in her first 2 at-bats. DiNardo, right-handed hitter. Sans batting gloves, like Taliumptua. Ground ball left side. DiNardo's going to hustle down, but nice catch and throw by the third baseman, Andrea Savage. And that's the third out of the inning. 1 left on for Lynchburg. They get 1 hit, but they cannot add to their 4-run total. And Lynchburg leading by 3 through 5 complete at Moon Field on the campus of the University. Softball at the corner of Lakeside and Hopwood on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Kyle Haney spending some time with
Now
you
batting,
all here on a Friday. You will get
shortstop
more from
number
Andrew
8,
Watson this
McKenna
season.
Mueller.
You might get more from Sam Graham. You might even get Tim LeDuc on a broadcast. Said this LHSN roster is deep and full of talent. I really enjoyed the games yesterday with Mr. Watson and 2 talented softball squads. Lynchburg taking down Ferrum yesterday. Another doubleheader sweep. Hornets currently leading Bridgewater 4-1. We're in the 6th inning now. So the Eagles are running out of chances. But you almost have that feeling they're just one big swing away. And I think Coach Dawn Simmons for Lynchburg, she knows that Bridgewater's not far away. She's going to be encouraging her squad to keep fighting hard, stay focused, stay consistent. Lynchburg now with 8 hits, 4 runs on 8 hits. Dorsis still working in the circle. She has struck out 6. Dorsis has surrendered 5 hits. In a 4-1 ball game. McKenna Mueller will watch this one come in, and that's punch out number 7 of the ball game for Kaylee Dorsis.
Now batting, first base number 5,
Dorsis
Jasmine Smith.
has had Mueller's number. 3 strikeouts for Mueller in the game. Here comes Jasmine Smith. 2 for 2 with a double and a home run. Dangerous hitter right now. The former Amherst Lancer. 1 out in the top of the 6th. This one chases up and away and off the glove of Carly Hudnall. 1 ball, no strike count. And swing and a miss from Jasmine Smith. As we were in the middle of talking about the great Andrew Watson, who is on assignment again away this weekend, but I'm being told to say he's no relation to Sarah Watts. 1-1 count. That one's right down Broadway there. Smith didn't pull the trigger. I don't know if it's an inside joke or not, but yes, Andrew Watson, no relation to Sarah Watts. Well, they both can really strike a ball, though. Andy on the golf course, Sarah Watts right here on the softball field. Let's see what Dorsis goes with to a tough hitter. 1-2 delivery coming up. It was up and away. Smith didn't have to offer it that one. And now the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out in the top of the 6th. Cleanup hitter Delaney Lale on deck. She's 1 for 2 with a double. Here's the pitch to Smith. Got a piece of it. Top half of the bat, bottom half of the ball into the screen for a foul ball. We got to get Andrew Watson maybe on a baseball call this year. That would be fun. Perhaps in a tag team situation with me, or perhaps solo. I think Andy Watson would just do absolute justice to that game as well. Ground ball, left side, Strickland on the move. Another sidearm kind of a throw to get Smith by a step. Second out of the inning. Good play there by the sensational Jessica Strickland.
Number 23, Delaney Lale.
Here is the pitcher, Delaney Lale. Started as the DP, then moved into the circle in relief of Kenzie Cawthorn. Lale got the final out in the first inning and has really been pretty outstanding since then. As she's allowed, let's see, looks like 4 Lynchburg hits since then, but no runs on the scorecard for Delaney Lale. She has kept her team within arm's length and done her job in the circle. She'll have to face the Lynchburg lineup again in the bottom of the 6th. Hornets will be looking for some insurance. They'll send 7, 8, 9 up, and then if necessary, Lynchburg obviously could bat in the bottom of the 7th potentially. 2-0 count as Dorsis has fallen behind Lale. Went up top with something hard, but that's also a ball. And now it's a 3-0 count. We've had Evan Gates on a softball call this year, right? Or is that last season? I'm being told Gates has done a call this year. So you've had such a multitude of talent as Dorsis nips the edge. And I hope I'm following the standard that those other broadcasters set, because it is a high bar. And we expect nothing less on LHSN. 3-1 to Lale. Under it. Maybe a play here. No, that's well foul into the stands. Somebody made a catch. Somebody made a catch. Did the outstanding cameraman of Sam Rice get the catch? He did? Who made the catch? It was Kayla Sledge over there and some other students. I mean, how good is Sam Rice? Look at this catch. Oh, it's Sanders. It's Sanders. Yeah, love that guy. Great grab. Former junior college baseball player, so that makes sense that he would make the grab. Speaking of grabs, Jessica Strickland with an easy one to end the inning. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Bridgewater in the top of the 6th. Lynchburg will be looking for some insurance coming up in the bottom of the inning. Madison Barnes will lead it off for the Hornets.
Now
we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Madison Barnes, 2 for 2 already in the game. Madison Barnes came in hitting .289. We'll check those averages in between games. Barney might be over 300 now. Swinging it good for this team that as a unit is just really mashing, I think. Over 315 as a squad this year. Offensively, the batting average for a team, 10 homers for this Lynchburg team. That's an ODAC best. Sarah Watts has 6 of those. Barnes lifts this one into the outfield. Modest run there for the center fielder, Kaylin Ramsey, to pull that one in. First time Barnes has been retired in this game. Can't say enough good things about Delaney Lale.
Now batting third base, number 3,
Lale has really
Walter.
got it going on in the circle for Bridgewater. Lale facing Addison Walter, who's hit the ball hard but still looking for her first hit of the game. Going to get it right here. That's over the bag. No, foul ball. Foul ball. Oh, so close again. Addison Walters' first at bat was the first batter for Delaney Lale. Lale came in the bottom of the first inning. Walter hit one hard to center field, left center field. And Ramsey made a good grab there to end the inning and end the threat. And then Walter also hit one hard at the third baseman, her last at bat. 0-2 count now against Delaney Lale. Lexi Powell on deck. Lexi Powell is 2 for 2 in this game. 8 hits total for the Hornets. Walter waiting for it. Drives that one into the trees beyond the left field boundary. And we'll try an 0-2 delivery again. Hope you stick around for game 2. We'll have about 45 minutes in between games, of course. This one flared to the right side, and it's a running grab from Jasmine Smith for the second out of the inning.
Now
Play by
batting right
Smith
fielder
there
number 10, Lexi Powell.
to track that one. And let's see if Lexi Powell can get a 2-out rally going for the Hornets, who have not scored since the first inning. And that's always such an interesting thing, the psychology of that, because you have this big first inning, and you almost think it's going to be easy. Maybe you do consciously or subconsciously take your foot off the gas, maybe. Maybe you still have your foot on the gas, but you're down into third gear instead of fifth gear. I don't know, fans. And everybody's different. Every coach is different. Every player is different. I'm sure Dawn Simmons was encouraging her squad the whole time to get, hey, let's get 4 runs every inning. Don't stop now. But credit fully deserved and due to the Bridgewater Eagles, specifically the one in the circle right here, Delaney Lale. She's given up a few hits, but no high damage yet. And it's an 0-2 count on Lexi Powell as well. I mean, Lale's really getting ahead of the hitters, excuse me. See what she goes with right here to Powell. Powell got a piece of that and fouled it away. Carly Hudnall on deck, looking for at bat number 4 of the game, looking for hit number 1. Hudnall hitless at the moment for Lynchburg. It's become hard to articulate and get the complete sentences here. We're still in game 1. Usually I have the breakdowns in game 2. Here's the 0-2 delivery to Lexi Powell. Under this one, left side. Shortstop went out, but the left fielder, Abby Byram, will call her off and make the grab. That is the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Lynchburg looks to hold it down in the 7th and get win number 17 on the season. 3-run advantage for Kaylee Dorsis, who returns to the circle to try to get another complete game. We'll see if she can do it right after a brief timeout on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Sophomore Abby Byram will lead it off for Bridgewater. She just made the final out of the 6th inning, made the catch on the final out of the 6th inning. Lexi Schaff is on deck. We may have been mispronouncing the catcher for Bridgewater's name. Umpire's going to walk down and either have a word with Dawn Simmons or get some more softballs, not sure which. I guess it was just a brief word. Catcher Carly Hudnall and pitcher Kaylee Dorsis having an extended conversation. Dorsis looking to close it down here and get what would be win number 9 for her this season. It would be complete game number 7 if she can do that. And of course, she could also get the win without throwing the complete game, assuming Lynchburg can hold on to this 3-run advantage right here. Hornets on top, 4-1. We've reached the top of the 7th inning. First pitch from Dorsis is swung on, sent into center field. No problems for Kaylee Hackett as she drifts back and makes the two-handed grab. 1 pitch, 1 out. Dorsis has struck out 7. She's now retired 6 in a row. 6 straight Eagles sat down. Andrea Strange has the last base hit. Andrea Savage has the last base hit for Bridgewater. That came back in the top of the 5th inning. We're in the 7th now. 1-0 count to Lexi Schaff. The catcher has struck out twice. She'll get the flat bat out front of the zone and swing on this. It's a pinch hitter, actually. Another diving grab for Alyssa Tulliumptua. Take flight, Tulliumptua. She's stolen a couple balls today for outs. And that is the 2nd out of the 7th inning. 1 more to get here for Lynchburg.
Batting, center fielder
and
number
they can
21,
claim
Kaylin
win number
Ramsey.
17 on the season. Hornets are 11-1 at Moon Field. Absolutely rock solid at home. Strike 1 to Kaylin Ramsey, sophomore from nearby Amherst, Virginia. He's made some good grabs in center field for Bridgewater. Ramsey is 0 for 2 so far in this game. Fouled away. Now it's an 0-2 count. Let's see if Dorsis can finish it off in style. I believe the pinch hitter was Hannah Mahan that last at bat. We'll double check that. Check the stats, the official stats. Here comes Dorsis. 0-2, 2 outs in the 7th. Check swing. Did she go? She did not. It was a late hold there by Kaylin Ramsey. And now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Dorsis looking for win number 9 on the season for her personally. Here's the windup and the pitch. Got her swinging with the punch out. 8 strikeouts in the game for Kaylee Dorsis. Lynchburg wins it 4-1. Hornets get 4 in the bottom of the 1st and then hold on for a hard-fought victory. 2 hits for Alyssa Tulliumptua and 2 great diving grabs for the sophomore left fielder. She was outstanding for Lynchburg. Some fine defensive work all the way around the diamond for the Hornets, and they do get win number 17 on the season, improving to 17-4. 5-0 in the conference, 12-1 in Moon Field, and we'll turn around and have this matchup again in about 45 minutes. Softball fans, grab some refreshment, relax, and then we'll bring it back and recap this one and get Game 2 started from Moon Field. Lynchburg wins it. They beat Bridgewater 4-1. Welcome back, softball fans. We're live from Moon Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Just grabbing some snacks and some refreshments in between games. We're about ready for game 2 here. It'll be Logan Curtis in the circle for Lynchburg. Lineup for Bridgewater is similar. Run it down for you here. Anelia Baldwin playing right field, leading off. Hannah Mahan, who we saw pinch hit in that second game, will bat second. Jasmine Smith hit the solo home run for Bridgewater in game 1. That was their only run scored. She hits third. Delaney Lyle, who came on in relief last game of Kenzie Cawthorn and really pitched outstanding. She'll hit fourth. Abby Byram fifth. Andrea Savage sixth. McKenna Mueller seventh. Sarah Kate Tozier is hitting eighth and playing center field. Caroline Melandra playing second base, hitting ninth. Elena Williams will pitch for Bridgewater to start anyway.
Time for Lynchburg softball.
We're just getting cranked up here for game 2. The pregame introduction there from Tim LaDuca. The crowd is still large and vibrant and boisterous. Boisterous might be a bit of a stretch, but everybody seems to be having a good time, making noise on this windy day at Moon Field. Ball 1 from Logan Curtis in the circle. She's 3-1, 1.08 earned run average. This will be start number 5 of the season for Logan Curtis. She did start a game yesterday against Ferrum. Fires that one in there, also close, but ball 2. Defensively for Lynchburg, we've gotten the lineup copy on the carbon copy. That was like the 5th one down, so it's kind of hard to read, but we're going to run them for you in a second. Here's a ball to center field, and that will be Kaylee Hackett making the play out there. So Hackett's in center again. Looks like Lockhart playing first base in this game. Lexi Powell is catching. You've still got Sarah Watts at second base. Jessica Strickland is playing shortstop. Addison Walters at third. Alyssa Tuliumtua in left. Tuliumtua, we saw several diving grabs in game 1. Outstanding stuff out there defensively from her. She's in left. Hackett's in center. And it's Bree Hodges in right for Lynchburg. So some changes. Some things are the same. Strickland will lead off in the bottom of the first for Lynchburg. Here's Mahan, fly ball, outfield. Hackett pressed into service again. Long run, not going to get there. Lands at the warning track, skips into the wall, and it will be Hannah Mahan cruising in to second base with a double.
Now batting number
1
5,
out here
Jasmine Smith.
in the top of the first inning. This is Jasmine Smith, 2 for 3 in game 1, including a solo home run and a double. Smith was in high spirits in between games, talking to some Lynchburg players that she knew and the fans. Smith from nearby Amherst County, and wow, the hot streak continues as Smith scorches one into center field. Nice job by Lockhart to come over and make the cut on the relay and then be sure that Smith was taking a turn for second. But that's back-to-back base hits now for Bridgewater. Eagles might be rolling early here against Logan Curtis.
Now batting number 23, Delaney Lale.
Is Delaney Lale, number 23, will step into the batter's box. Left-handed hitter, did have a double in game 1. She was 1 for 3. Lale is a freshman from Warrenton, Virginia. Can't say enough about the work she did in the circle to keep her ball club close. Kenzie Cawthorn will get saddled with the loss there after game 1. And it was a win for Kaylee Dorsis, win number 9 on the season. Dorsis is now 9-2. That is complete game number 7 for Kaylee Dorsis. Her resume just grows and grows. The junior for Lynchburg, so outstanding in the circle today. It's an 0-2 count for Lynchburg's newest pitcher, Logan Curtis. Swing and a miss. Went with the big change up there. Lale was out in front, and that's a strikeout and out number 2 of the inning. Left fielder Abby Byram now
batting number
hitting.
0, Abby Bynum.
As we try to get our paperwork organized and together. Swing and a miss there for Byram. Not a swing and a miss, actually, a foul ball. But yeah, you got all this time before the first game to get all your ducks in a row, all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. And then in between games, you're chatting it up and grabbing a bite to eat, enjoying the weather, and all of a sudden the umpire starts walking out there and you feel slightly rushed. Byram's got an 0-2 count. 0-2 on the last couple hitters here for Logan Curtis. So she surrendered back-to-back base hits. Now she's 1 out away from getting out of the inning unscathed. Here's the pitch. Change up again. Ground ball right side. Sarah Watts is there. Quick scoop and throw. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. So Bridgewater gets 2 on with 2 base hits, but they are stranded. And it's a 0 on the board. Lynchburg will try to score in the bottom of the 1st inning. Game 2 at Moon Field on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Jessica Strickland will hit leadoff in Game 2 for Lynchburg. She batted 2nd in the first game. The shortstop was 0 for 2 with a walk. So Strickland now
batting,
she's reached base
Jessica
in
Strickland.
18 of 20 games that she's played in this season. 18 of 20 games, Jessica Strickland has been on the base somehow. She has hit safely in 16 of those 20. And she's a pure hitter. She'll be wanting to get her first hit of the day right here and then hopefully add on and work for a multi-hit game. 5 multi-hit games this season for Jessica Strickland. Leading the team in batting average as a freshman. Swing and foul back. 1-1 is the count. On deck for Lynchburg is the 3rd baseman, Addison Walter. Addison Walter hit 8th in Game 1. Hit the ball hard a couple times. Did not have any base hits. 0 for 3. I think Walter's pretty wired in, though. Just hit it at a few of the Bridgewater defenders. That one's up for ball 2 from Elena Williams. Elena Williams got the win in relief against Shenandoah in Game 2. That was on Wednesday when the Eagles took 2 from the Hornets from Winchester. Fly ball opposite way for Strickland, running hard. Grab made in left by Abby Byram for the first out of the inning. And here comes Addison Walter.
Now batting, number 3, Addison Walter.
Sarah Watts is on deck. Watts hit 3rd in both games. And there's quite a few players that have started both. Walter will bounce this one up the middle. First hit of the ball game for Lynchburg in the form of Addison Walter. Nice to see that one go through for her after hitting some balls hard at
Now
Eagle
batting,
players in
number
the first
7,
game.
Sarah Watts.
And now this is Sarah Watts. 1 for 2 in Game 1 with a walk. Sarah Watts had 2 home runs yesterday. 1 solo shot in each end of the doubleheader against the Ferrum Panthers. As we get some adjustment to the dirt and the grass line down at first base there. But I think we're ready to roll. Sarah Watts facing Elena Williams. Off-speed pitch low. Watts did not take a bite, and it's a 1-0 count. Elena Williams on the season. Let's run down her numbers. She's 2-3 with a 4.32 earned run average, 1 complete game. This is start number 5. She struck out 8 and walked 9 on the year. Fastball up and away for Elena Williams. Eagles are in action tomorrow. They host Randolph. And then Lynchburg, some time off, not a long time off. They'll be back in play Tuesday on the road at Guilford, taking on the Quakers. Lynchburg's next home game and our next LHSN broadcast from Moon Field will happen on Sunday, April the 7th. So a week from this Easter Sunday, we'll be right back here. Strike 1 on Sarah Watts. It was a 3-0 count. Looked like she might have had the red light there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Williams to Watts. Wanted that. Got it off the inside and bottom part of the bat and then fouled it off her body. Looked like it might have hit the left knee there on Sarah Watts. She gave the umpire the thumbs up. So now a full count pitch is on the way from Elena Williams. On deck for Lynchburg, Alyssa Tuliumptua. 2 for 3. This ball's bounced to the second baseman. Tough handle there. Watts beat it out. Yeah, leg must have been just fine because Watts was rolling down the line. We wait for the call on the hit or the error. It's a base hit. It's actually back-to-back base hits now for Lynchburg. Single for Sarah Watts. And here's Alyssa Tuliumptua. 2 for 3, but maybe the higher value was in the field. Tuliumptua, the diving grab in foul territory. Our expert cameraman, Sam Rice, had just a bang-on shot of that play. And then Tuliumptua made another diving grab in the 7th inning.
Now batting number 17, Alyssa
to help
Tuliumptua.
win the ball game for Lynchburg, who is now 17-4 after that win. Tuliumptua likes this one, slams it to center field. Grab is made, tagging and then moving to third. Now the ball's away. Lynchburg might score a run here. They are. In standing up is Addison Walter. Using the speed there on what was just a fly out to center field. Walter advancing on the catch. Throw came in slightly low. Third baseman couldn't get down and body it up or get the leather on it. So it gets to the dugout wall. And then Addison Walter scrambles home. Sarah Watts
now
also moved up to second base. And here's Bree Hodges, number 26 in the batter's box, sporting a .333 average so far this season. This is going to be start number 9 for Bree Hodges, excuse me. One of 8 coming into the game that had an average of 300 or better for Lynchburg. Bree Hodges. Hard ground ball to the shortstop. Hodges hustling, but the out is made there. Lynchburg gets 1 across. They leave 1 stranded. Base hits from Walter and Watts, and it's another good start for Lynchburg. They lead 1-0 over Bridgewater to begin game 2. Top two at Moon Field in game number 2. Lynchburg on top early, 1-0. Back-to-back base hits from Walter and Watts, and then it was a fly ball from Tully Umtua. Out was made in center field. Throw was unable to be secured for Bridgewater. And the Eagles
now batting,
leak
number
a
3,
run.
Andrea Savage.
This is Andrea Savage, the third baseman for Bridgewater. We'll watch that ball come in for a strike. Our count is even at 1-1. Savage in game 1 was 1 for 2 with a single. She was one of 8 strikeout victims that Kaylee Dorsis sent down. More great work from Kaylee Dorsis. It's just a season to remember already. You got to think more opportunities coming up for Dorsis. Team is going to lean on her heavily to keep them in a bunch of ball games. And hopefully you're leaning on Kaylee Dorsis in playoff play as well. There's a clean base hit from Savage. Leadoff runner is on here for Bridgewater in their half of the second
now batting,
inning.
Number 8.
Here comes the shortstop, McKenna Mueller. She hit second in game 1. Sophomore was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. She'll try to bunt here. This is popped up, and it will be a foul ball. Logan Curtis, the game 2 pitcher for Lynchburg. Lynchburg on the season has used 5 different arms. Logan Curtis, Kaylee Dorsis, Emily Charlton, Amela Clausen, and Bree Carter. So some options will be available if necessary for Coach Dawn Simmons. Logan Curtis has 2 complete games this season. 1 shutout. 13 strikeouts to just 11 walks. Logan Curtis did strike out 1 in the top of the first. 0-2 count on McKenna Mueller. Shortstop did offer at that. She's down swinging. So the second strikeout of the game now for Logan Curtis.
Now batting, number
Sarah
19,
Kate Tozier.
Sarah Kate Tozer.
Is in the batter's box now. This is start number 13 for her. She did not play in game 1. Average right now at 158. Another one hitting with the slightly open stance there. It's an interesting stance because the shoulders are actually fairly square and just the feet are open. The front foot out to the right part of that batter's box, the left foot in closer to the catcher. Get a look at it there. 0-1 count. That was high and wide from Logan Curtis, and now it's 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 out. Second baseman Caroline Melandra on deck for Bridgewater. Lynchburg's got 6, 7, 8 coming up in their half of the second inning. Curtis pumps and fires. That one sprayed foul. And now it's a 1-2 count. Lynchburg's won 4 in a row. And it's 8 of the last 9 for the Hornets, if you're counting. Nice job to get a piece of that on another one of those off-speed pitches that just sort of floated in there. Lynchburg has won 4 in a row. They've won 8 of their last 9. Hornets are now 12-1 at Moon Field. We've got 6 more home games here after today. It has been a real non-conference bonanza at Moon. That's a fair ball. Good play by Walter. Oh, Lockhart nearly with a great dig there to pull that out. She couldn't quite complete the transaction over there at first base. Going to rule that as an error. And it will be 2 base runners on here for Bridgewater with the 9-hole hitter Caroline Melandra. Looks like perhaps a pinch runner coming in. At first base, yes, seeing somebody walk out of the dugout now. Actually, it's a pinch runner at second base. So with 1 in scoring position, Coach Megan Plaskovic making a change there. She's in her 5th season. Coach Dawn Simmons from Lynchburg. She's over the
Pinch
700
running
win
second
mark.
base, number 12,
We
Cheyenne
haven't mentioned
Barlow.
that yet.
And
We should,
batting, number
We've
32,
mentioned it in
Caroline
previous games.
Melandra.
because Lynchburg's played quite a few since Coach Simmons went over the 700 win mark. But still worth talking about. I mean, what a milestone. Coach Simmons, one of the all-time best in softball history at any level, not just Division III, and not just on campus here at Lynchburg in a coaching collection that this school has had. Strickland will flip to Watts for the first one. Hornets do get one there on the ground ball. Called a fielder's choice for Melandra. But so many great coaches have spent time here on Lakeside Drive. And Dawn Simmons, she will stand among the all-time best. Perhaps we should discuss a
Now
University
batting,
of
number
Lynchburg
14.
coaching Mount Rushmore. That's in vogue now.
Anila
Say,
Baldwin.
who's on your Mount Rushmore? And sometimes you have to actually remind people there actually is a Mount Rushmore. Runner threatened to steal. Lexi Powell was ready for that, but Melandra stays put at first. This is the leadoff hitter, Anelia Baldwin. She flew out to center in her first at bat. Logan Curtis has let a couple runners on again, but hoping to do what she did in the first inning, and that's leave them stranded. Lynchburg got one run across on 2 hits in their half of the first inning. Bridgewater trying to even things up here in the top of the second, or perhaps more. 0-2 count on Baldwin. Here's the pitch from Curtis. Got her swinging. Big punch out, and it is 2 more Eagles left stranded. Lynchburg leading 1-0 heading to the bottom of the second inning on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Kaylee Hackett will lead off for Lynchburg in the bottom of the second as we get one of those 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts coming through. It's so fierce that our umpire took his mask off and stopped play. We've got sticks and limbs blowing off the trees into the netting here. There is a wind advisory. And that one was really strong. That was like the wind gust that kicked up the little mini twister that got Lynchburg famous briefly until Lynchburg became featured on the SportsCenter Top 10 again yesterday with the triple play. As this nice guy right here in front of us puts our crowd mic back up. The wind was so strong it blew our crowd mic over. Back to softball. The wind has subsided enough. Kaylee Hackett powering one through the breeze into center field. Good swing there by Hackett, right on time with that first pitch delivery. That's hit number 3 of the game for Lynchburg. Hackett had 1 hit in game number 1, so here we go, multi-hit day for Kaylee Hackett.
Number 14, Georgia Thompson.
Georgia Thompson, the DP, is hitting in the 7 slot today. Thompson has played some infield for Lynchburg. She'll show the bunt, pop it backward foul. It's no balls and 1 strike. I don't want to necessarily say the wind was dangerous there, but that was about as strong as a gust as you're going to get, unless you're on some sort of mountaintop or on a skyscraper or something like that. Always more wind up there at elevation. Thompson got this ball elevated. Does it stay in the yard? Yes. Wall ball for Georgia Thompson, at least 2. Dawn Simmons has got the stop sign up for Kaylee Hackett. Back-to-back base hits for Lynchburg. Hornets might be stinging early in this one. 4 in the game already. Nobody down here in the second inning.
Now batting, number
Good swing
27,
from Georgia
Abby
Thompson.
Lockhart.
Here's the first baseman, Abby Lockhart. Wind is blowing out to left and left center. Sometimes when the wind is so strong, it can actually knock the ball down before it gets elevated. But then if you can get it up high, then you'll get a little extra carry with the wind. We're really getting into the physics of it all now. But this is game 2 of the doubleheader. As the pitcher, Elena Williams, wants a new softball to work with. The umpire will oblige. They're going to throw this one out, it looks like, or at least send it back to the Lynchburg dugout for inspection. Could have gotten scuffed up on the wall or the dugout, perhaps. And so it's an 0-1 count for Abby Lockhart. Lockhart bounces this one right side. Fair ball. Smith's going to come home. Slide in there, and they got her. Good job by Kaylee Hackett. I thought she was moving well down the third base line, but a snap throw from the first baseman, Jasmine Smith, home to get Hackett there.
Now batting,
So that's down
number
as a
10,
fielder's choice
Lexi
for
Powell.
Abby Lockhart. And here comes the 9-hole hitter, catcher this game, Lexi Powell. Lexi Powell was 2 for 3 in the first game. Pinch runner coming in at first base. Lockhart will slide out. This is Caitlin Regan again. I believe it was Caitlin Regan. Couldn't quite see the number as she trotted by. No, it's Layla Leetson actually running this time. It'll be number 33, Layla Leetson. Caitlin Regan is 13. So I thought I saw a 3 on there, but there was multiple 3s this time. Layla Leetson will pinch run at first base for Abby Lockhart, as Tim LaDuca is a true utility man, a true do-it-all for the University of Lynchburg, securing our equipment in the high winds. Maybe we should adjust our crowd mic level, actually, as it falls over again. Yeah. It's let's see. It's this one right here? Yeah, okay. Can you still hear me, fans? It looks like it. Sounds like it. So, yeah, crowd mic is off for now. You were probably just hearing the wind in that anyway, but maybe that gave you a feel for what it was like on Moon Field. Bunt attempted by Lexi Powell. Umpire called a strike. It's a 1-1 count with 1 out. Runners at the corners for Lynchburg. They do lead 1-0. Another nice defensive play for Bridgewater. It's been a theme of the day. Eagles have erased some Hornet base runners on the bases. Foul ball from Lexi Powell, looking to continue her very good day. 2 for 3 in the first game. Looks down at Coach Dawn Simmons for a little advice, a little instruction, perhaps some reassurance. Coach Simmons made a hitting kind of a gesture. Might have been the old stay inside the ball gesture. That's one hitting coaches we'll talk about quite a bit. Swing and a miss. Powell couldn't stay inside or connect with that. It's a strikeout and out number 2 of the inning.
Now batting, number 8, Jessica.
So the Eagles stranded a couple base runners, actually in the first and the second. Bridgewater would like it if Lynchburg would do the same. Here's Jessica Strickland looking for her first hit of the game. Floating off speed pitch. Strickland just eyeballs as it goes into the catcher's mitt for ball 1. The wind is now making it tough in the press box. It's a swirling wind now. Strickland laces this one in the left center gap. That's down. Another wall ball for Lynchburg. Rip and run time for Strickland as she cruises into second base. A double for Jessica Strickland, an RBI double, and Lynchburg doubles the lead. 2-0 the advantage now for the Hornets, with Addison Walter batting with runners on second and third. Walter's already 1 for 1 in this game. Lynchburg looking to start the Easter weekend with 2 wins here on Moon Field. 2 outs. Ground ball, left side. Strickland had to dance around it. Shortstop, good strong throw. And the stretch at first from Jasmine Smith was also excellent. Lynchburg will strand 2, but not before they get an additional run across, and the Hornets lead 2-0 through 2 complete in game number 2. Deuce is Wild on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Our third inning is underway. Check swing from Mahan. Curtis off the rubber, grabbing it and making the out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Logan Curtis in the top of the 3rd inning. Lynchburg leading 2-0. 1 in the first, 1 in the second. That might be the more steady pace that Coach Dawn Simmons would like. Lynchburg got 4 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning in game 1. Now, as a coach, you're never going to turn that down. You're never going to say, no, I don't want 4 runs in an inning. But the fact that Lynchburg has scored back-to-back runs here, that will also make Coach Simmons happy. Here's Jasmine Smith. 1 for 1 in this game. 2 for 3 in game 1 with a bomb and a double. Look out, Jasmine Smith. Is this ball going to stay fair? Umpires straddle the line and call it foul. Jasmine Smith didn't disagree too much. She had an angle as she was waltzing her way down the first baseline. Good swing. Smith is dangerous. Jasmine Smith, on the year, leads his team in average, 370. She now has 2 home runs, 7 doubles for Jasmine Smith. What a talent from nearby Amherst County High School, just north of Lynchburg. Any of you softball fans that have tuned into previous games know I love talking about the geography. And it's very simple to figure it out. You just got to drive over the James River there. It's probably very windy up in Amherst right now. Oh, that one completely missed the glove of Lexi Powell. Kind of a big miss from Logan Curtis. 3-1 count. Kind of pick your poison here as a pitcher. You know Jasmine Smith can hurt you by leaving the ballpark. Don't really want to walk her, but giving her 1 base might be better than 2 or 4. Got Smith out front, rolled it over to the 3rd baseman, and that's actually a fairly routine play for Addison Walter. 2 quick outs for Lynchburg. Brings up Delaney Lale.
Number 23, Delaney Lale.
She struck out in her first at bat against Logan Curtis. Lale wants the first. Tully Umptu is not going to get that and left. In fact, the ballpark will not contain it. Opposite field power for Delaney Lale as she hits the solo home run. Bridgewater got their only run in the first game, a solo shot from Jasmine Smith, and this will be a solo home run for Delaney Lale. Just like that, the Eagles have cut the lead in half. Good swing from Lale. She had a backside double in game 1. And when you say backside, you're talking about the opposite field or left field in the case of that hitter, left-handed hitter like Lale. That was a good cut. She's dangerous. And she's hitting cleanup for this team for a reason. A freshman, by the way. Freshman from Warrenton, Virginia, Delaney Lale. Home run number 3 on the season for her. That's team lead. Jasmine Smith not far behind with 2. In fact, that broke a tie. 2-1, Lynchburg lead. Out front swing from Abby Byram. She grounded out to second base in her first at bat. Logan Curtis is from Virginia Beach, Virginia. A junior for Lynchburg. She pitched 6 innings last year as a sophomore. That was across 6 appearances. But more work this season for Logan Curtis. She went up and in with either a rise ball or a fastball, and that misses. As we have some fun on this doubleheader day, game 2. Sam Rice is so talented for this LHSN team. He was directing from off-site as he went to check in on the beach volleyball activities, which is not far from Moonfield. Another speed pitch that missed from Logan Curtis, and now the count is full to Abby Byram. Andrea Savage waits on deck. She's 1 for 1 in this ball game. Lynchburg's got Sarah Watts due up to lead off their half of the 3rd inning. Let's see if we get there after this pitch. Yeah, we do. Got it inside, and it's a strikeout looking for Logan Curtis. Her 4th of the ball game. She does surrender the solo home run, and now Lynchburg's lead cut into 2-1. Hornets leading the Eagles through 2.5. Here we go. Sarah Watts steps in the batter's box. Her team leading 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mega Watt had 2 home runs yesterday, 1 in each game. She had 1 hit in game 1 today, but 2 total on the afternoon so far for Sarah Watts. 1-0 count. Sarah Watts from nearby South Boston, Virginia. No relation to Andrew Watson. I'm being told we should say that again. Did somebody think they were related? Anyway, we're so glad you put up with some of our fun, softball fans. There's probably more than a few inside jokes on these broadcasts. Did Andrew Watson try to say he was related yesterday? Oh, okay. He said their names are kind of similar. That's true. And I think their swings could be similar. I'd like to see a crossover skills challenge. Ooh, strike there on Sarah Watts. I propose a crossover skills challenge where Sarah Watts plays golf and Andrew Watson tries to hit a softball. Back me up in the chat there, fans. Somebody say, that's a great idea, Kyle. Or I'll tell you what, somebody say that's the worst idea I've heard in a long time. No, it can't be the worst idea. A crossover skills challenge. I wonder if Sarah Watts has ever played golf. If she hasn't, I will offer to be her coach/caddy. I would also offer to be Andrew Watson's swing coach on the softball field. Watts, ground ball, left side, fair ball. That was close, right on the line. Ooh, and they got her by a half a step. Good play by Andrea Savage, and the thoughts about crossover skills challenges will have to wait for another Sarah Watts at bat. It's Alyssa Taliumtua. Flew out to center field in her first at bat. It actually resulted in a run her first at bat. Center fielder made the grab, tried to throw out Addison Walter, no S, tried to throw out Addison Walter at third, and then the throw got away from the third baseman. Taliumtua racing down the line, but she will lose that sprint, and it's a second out of the inning. Here comes Bree Hodges, also grounded out to the shortstop. That was in her first at bat back in inning number 1. Lynchburg has 2 runs on 5 hits. Hornets have left 2 stranded. Bridgewater, 1 run on 5 hits. They've left 4 on base. Their only run came on the solo home run from Delaney Lale. That, I guess, continues a small trend. Bridgewater got their only run from a Jasmine Smith home run in game number 1. If you're joining us late, you missed a great one. 4-1, Lynchburg wins it. There's a good power shot through the right side of the hole, right side of the infield. And Bree Hodges is aboard with hit number 6 of the game for Lynchburg.
Number 19, Kaylee Hackett.
That's her first of the day. This is Kaylee Hackett, 1 for 1. And playing an outstanding center field for Lynchburg. We have a Kaylee Hackett interview that's still on the Lynchburg social media. All the interviews with softball this year have been top tier, I think. And if Lynchburg can get another win today, then we'll hopefully have another win. Oh, that hit the body of Williams. Hopefully she's okay. Clearly in good enough shape to pick the ball up and make the out at first base. Hard hit there by Kaylee Hackett, but she's out, and that's how the third inning will end. Lynchburg gets 1 on. They leave 1 stranded, and the Hornets lead by 1 at Moon Field in Game 2 of the double dip between Bridgewater and Lynchburg. Lynchburg leading 2-1, heading to the top of the 4th inning. It's the third baseman, Andrea Savage, leading off for Bridgewater. 1 for 1 in this game. Savage was 1 for 2 in game number 1. Sophomore from Suffolk, Virginia, facing Logan Curtis. Tell you what, it's a good swing there from Andrea Savage. She did not get cheated. And the nickname for Andrea Savage would be fairly easy. 0-1 count. The spot there from Logan Curtis. Not going to get hurt right there. Pitch down and in. See if Logan Curtis can go there again. Curtis has 4 strikeouts through the first 3 innings of this ball game. She went up and away that time. It's ball number 1. Kaylee Dorsey struck out 8. Surrendered 5 hits in the first game for Lynchburg. And her outstanding season continues. Another Lynchburg player that we've gotten on our post-game interviews, Kaylee Dorsis. We had a great time with that one. We have a great time with all of them. Now I feel like I'm getting caught in the middle of a conversation between our LHSN team. And sometimes when you're broadcasting, people will like try to whisper stuff. And you don't know what they're saying. Hot shot to Addison Walter. No S. Low throw. And Andrea Savage is going to scamper into second base. That ball actually got in the dugout, so it's a dead ball. But Savage is going to get second on an error. I believe that'll be ruled an error. So Addison Walter fielded the hot shot nicely, but unable to make a clean throw. Abby Lockhart, I thought she was down in a good position. Got into the legs, dropped the hips, bent the knees. Really got the eye level low, which is the way you need to be when you want to try to pick and dig out one of those low throws. But couldn't come up with it. And we'll have an infield conversation happening. Just players only. Coach Dawn Simmons stays in the dugout. Another big wind gust. I don't know if Lexi Powell walked out to the mound because she felt the wind picking up or just wanted to maybe chat with her squad. Senior is playing catcher in this game. So she can be more of that senior leader, that quarterback, if you will, behind the dish for Lynchburg. Nobody out with a runner on second. And now we're ready to play again. Still a strong wind, but it has subsided slightly. Here's the pitch from Logan Curtis. First pitch hack from McKenna Mueller. Skyward. Sarah Watts battles the wind, the sun, and any other elements that are out there to make that grab for out number one.
Now batting, number 19, Sarah Kate Tozer.
Sarah Kate Tozer hitting now. She reached on an error in her first at bat. And a potential change coming for Bridgewater. Let's see. This is a pinch hitter. Yes, that is going to be number 21, Kaylin Ramsey. Kaylin Ramsey is hitting. So Tozer out, Ramsey in, at least for the moment. Ramsey was 0 for 3 in the first game. She did hit a ball hard at the third baseman in her second at bat. Kaylin Ramsey is a sophomore, and like Jasmine Smith, she hails from Amherst County High School. Ramsey, former Lancer, hacking at this one, and it's a foul ball. Bouncing into the stands. We've seen a great catch by the fans today. They've got to battle the wind as well. The sunglasses are a good idea on a day like today with all that wind, because even if you're not blocking the sun, maybe you can keep some of the little things out of your eyes there. That ball will tip off the glove of Lexi Powell and then hit the backstop. Base runner moves up. And now Andrea Savage is standing on third with Ramsey in the batter's box. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. 1 out here in the top of the fourth in a 1-run ball game. Here's the pitch from Curtis. This is in the left center gap. This is deep. Off the G in the Lynchburg logo. Hackett will fire into second. But Ramsey is in standing up. An RBI double, and we're tied. 2 apiece. First run that Bridgewater has gotten today that didn't come from a solo home run. And Ramsey's in scoring position for the 9-hole hitter, Caroline Melandra. Grounded out to the shortstop on a 6'4" fielder's choice in game 1. We've adjusted our crowd mic back. Let's see if we can turn that up and you can hear some of that wind. I'm getting instructions. I'm gonna let Tim LaDuca, our technical, spiritual, and culinary advisor, take over there. Oh, I didn't even have it in the right one the entire time? Anyway, it's a 1-1 count. Let's focus on what we do know. Melandra's hitting with 1 ball and 1 strike. There's 1 out and a runner on second. As the technical team is all over it here. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Again, we would love your feedback. Just remember, we have feelings. 2-1. Logan Curtis still working for Lynchburg. Don't see any other pitchers warming up at the moment. We are in the top of the 4th inning. In the top of the order, It's about to be back up for Bridgewater. There's a low strike. Nice frame by Lexi Powell. Subtle there, and she really did a nice job holding it at the bottom edge of the strike zone. It is a 2-ball, 2-strike count. First base is in. Third base is in for Lynchburg. Not super tight, but in front of the bag. There's one swiped at by Melandra and fouled back. Look at this. Look at this view right here from our center field cam. And it is a little shaky because of that wind. It really is windy. I don't know how to describe it much better. Because, oh, that one just missed the top compartment of the strike zone. Now it is a full count, 3-2 with one out. They were calling for potential 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts, and a few of those strong ones that we had, I would say they were at least 40 or 50. Here's the pitch. That one was not as close from Logan Curtis. Melandra takes it and sprints down the line after a base on balls. First walk that Curtis has issued. And pitching staff for Bridgewater, Elena Williams in this one. She has not allowed any walks to Lynchburg through 3 innings. In game 1, Lynchburg took 1 walk. No, 2. Lynchburg took 2 walks as a team, Strickland and Watts. Looks like Logan Curtis is out and Emily Charlton is on. Emily Charlton has been great this season. A sub-2 earned run average at 1.97. She's 4-1 on the season. This is appearance number 10 for Emily Charlton. 5 starts, 5 relief spots. So an even distribution there. Charlton has 1 save. We're in a tie ball game here. So this could be a potential win situation. 2-2 game. Lynchburg got 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 0 in the third. Bridgewater blanked in 1 and 2. And solo runs so far in innings 3 and 4. Dawn Simmons is going to continue to have a conversation with her infield. Actually, it was just a short word. Now she'll walk back to the dugout. It is the leadoff hitter, Anelia Baldwin, coming up for Bridgewater. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. But I like the thought of giving Bridgewater a different look. As you're coming up, it would be 3 chances to hit off Logan Curtis, but now you get Charlton in there. Runner on second. That runner is Kaylin Ramsey, who hit the RBI double. Runners on first and second because they had the walk after that. So, yeah, Ramsey on second, Melandra at first. 2 on for Bridgewater in a tie game, 2-2. 1 out. 1-0 count as Charlton missed the zone for the first one. That one much closer. Baldwin holds off on a bunt. The home plate umpire was appealing. Lynchburg appealed down to the third base ump. And he didn't make the call immediately, but said that Baldwin did not attempt to bunt that ball. Baldwin does swing on that. It's foul. And now the count, 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. We are in game 2. Game 1 flew right along. We're about to hit the 5 o'clock hour here on a Friday afternoon. The LHSN team wants to wish you the happiest of Good Fridays and Easter weekends. Maybe you get to see some family and friends. If not, just make some new friends. 3-1 count. Baldwin will flare another one foul, and now it's full at 3-2. Corners still in for Lynchburg with runners on first and second. Outfield medium depth. The left fielder Tully Umptua might be in slightly. Here's the pitch. It is flared in that direction. Tully Umptua read the scouting report and got a good read on that ball to pull it in for the second out of the inning. Hannah Mahan doubled in her first at bat, grounded out to the pitcher in the second one. You've got the ultra dangerous Jasmine Smith waiting on deck, and Delaney Lale in the hole. Both of those players have been hitting doubles and home runs in this doubleheader day. Smith, solo homer and a double in game one. She singled in this game. Lale doubled in the first game and hit the solo shot in game two. So, if you could get this out right here, that would be high value for Lynchburg. Don't let those good hitters come up with runners on. Off-speed pitch floated high from Charlton. Counts 1-1. 2 outs in the top of the fourth inning. Lynchburg has 7, 8, 9 due up. That's Georgia Thompson leading it off. Doubled in her first at bat. Powell will bluff the throw down to first, but keep it, and then fire it back to Charlton, who will get ready to toss with a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Big pitch right here. High leverage kind of a pitch. Charlton digs in, ready. Just missed the corner. That was sharp, but just off the plate and or high. Deuces wild again. 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 balls. Reverse the order there. In a 2-2 game, base hit up the middle by Mahan. Lynchburg going to throw home. Hackett fires it in. Powell can't come up with it. Ball skips away. Another runner's going to try to score. She will. And Charlton actually made a clean grab there and showed it to the umpire, but safe is the call. 2 runs come in on the base hit from Hannah Mahan. She gets all the way around to third. Good base running there. Hackett came up quickly and fired home. Short hop just kind of ate up Lexi Powell. And here is the dangerous Jasmine Smith. First time Lynchburg's been down all game. Trailing by 2. Eagles doubling up Lynchburg right now. Got to be real careful with Jasmine Smith. 1-0 count. Charlton went low on the first one. Let's see the location of pitch number 2. Smith was ready, but bounces it foul into the netting. 6 hits apiece for each ball club. Bridgewater looking for more in the black uniforms with the gold trim, white pants, black socks. Lynchburg clad in their red and black. Smith wanted another one, fouls it back. Jasmine Smith came into the day hitting .370. 7 doubles, 2 homers on the season for Jasmine Smith. She hits with a 1-ball, 2-strike count right now. Charlton digging in on the slab. Now fires. Got her out front, but Smith got that one over the outstretched glove of Jessica Strickland at shortstop, and another run is in for Bridgewater. Charlton has faced 3. She got the first hitter, Baldwin, to fly out. The next 2 have gotten base hits. A double from Mahan, RBI single from Jasmine Smith. And here's Delaney Lale. She homered in her last at bat. This one comes in high from Charlton. Lynchburg's offense will have to get busy, and soon. We're in the 4th inning already. Lale kind of twitched the front leg, but never fired the bat, and that's ball 2. 2-0 count for a dangerous hitter in any count. This is a freshman. Lynchburg's got the talented freshman Jessica Strickland and some other talented first years as well. But Delaney Lale hitting in the middle of the order for Bridgewater in both games for a reason. The wind was picking up again, not quite as strong as those gusts that made our umpire stop the game, but still noticeable. Lale swings on this. Foul down the left field line. Taliumptua, what a catch. Taking flight again. Frequent flyer miles for Alyssa Taliumptua as she makes a key grab to get Lynchburg out of the inning. What a catch. 5-2. Hornets surrender the lead, but Lynchburg's coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. A 4-run fourth inning for Bridgewater. They do it on 4 hits. There was a Lynchburg error in there, 2 Lynchburg errors in there actually, and a walk also. Emily Charlton came on in relief of Logan Curtis.
Now batting, number 14.
A big base hit from Hannah Mahan, and then Jasmine Smith got one just over the leaping Jessica Strickland at short. And right now, it feels like Bridgewater in command, but maybe momentarily, as Georgia Thompson blisters one through the right side for her second hit of the game. 7 hits apiece for both ball clubs. Lynchburg 2 runs on 7 hits. Bridgewater 5 runs on 7 hits. Abby Lockhart bounced out in her first at bat, a fielder's choice. And that ball will come in low from Elena Williams. Williams looking for her 3rd win of the season. She's 2-3 right now, but in a good spot here, with her team spotting her 5 runs. Solo homer in inning number 3 from Delaney Lale. What a catch by Alyssa Tulliumtua. She's made 3 diving catches in this day, this doubleheader day. That one there was massive to remove a very dangerous Delaney Lale and end an inning that saw Bridgewater get 4 runs. Getting something across here would be huge for Lynchburg. Just the psychology of being able to answer some of Bridgewater's runs. Even if you don't get all 4, if you can get something up, that would be helpful. Lockhart banging one through the left side. Back-to-back singles for Lynchburg. They're up to 8 hits in the game now. Pinch runner coming for Lockhart, maybe anyway, as Dawn Simmons will approach the umpire. Here's number 10, the 9-hole hitter, Lexi Powell. 2 hits in game 1 for Lexi Powell. 0 for 1 in this game with a strikeout. It will be fresh legs to run over there at first base. And it's number 13, Caitlin Regan. Caitlin Regan on to pinch run this time. We saw Layla Leetson run once, but I think that was Caitlin Regan. Dawn Simmons may not be done with the changes just yet. Pinch hitter coming for Lexi Powell. Yeah, it is. Let's figure out who this is. Haley Martin. There's another one of those talented freshmen for Lynchburg. Haley Martin.
Pinch hitting, number 25, Haley Martin.
Martin comes in for Lexi Powell. Lynchburg down, but certainly not out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 5-2, the Eagle lead at the moment. See what Haley Martin can do off the bench. This freshman was hitting in the cleanup spot some earlier in the season. And for Haley Martin, once the first one, bounces it up the middle. One out there on a quick shuffle. I mean, that was like a hot potato pass there from Caroline Melandra. She needed to get it there quick. Bridgewater will get 1 out on the fielder's choice. Martin swung at the first pitch. I didn't even have time to tell you that she has now played in 11. No, she's played in 14, rather. Hitting .267 on the season, but that will dip slightly after that fielder's choice. Lexi Powell re-enters to run at first base. Runners at the corner for Jessica Strickland, who drove in 1 with a base hit in her last at bat. Strickland has now hit safely in 17 of 21 ball games that she's played in. Outstanding. And she's reached base in 19 of 21. Only 2 games this season that Strickland's played in that she has been kept off the base paths. So good. And just a freshman. 1-0 count. Base hit would go a long way to a Lynchburg comeback attempt. There's that floating changeup. Ball 2. Addison Walter waiting on deck for a possible chance to hit in the bottom of the 4th inning. She will come up, barring a double play here with 1 out. Strickland, ground ball, right side. BC will go the short way just to get the out. They trade a run for that out. Another fielder's choice, but Georgia Thompson does hustle home, and now it's a 5-3 ball game. Lynchburg trailing by 2. And this is Addison Walter. Hitting with a runner on second in a 5-3 ball game. Wind picking up again at Moon Field. It's really not so much blowing out to left as it's blowing just straight across from right to left or from first base to third base. That's why I say it might not really even help a fly ball leave the ballpark. Almost might knock it down before it gets fully airborne. That's a tough day on the skin out there, too. You got to make sure you use the moisturizer and hydrate the skin. 2-0 count. With 2 outs, Walter will foul this one away. BC's got 5, 6, 7 coming up in the 5th inning. Thinking we'll see Emily Charlton return to the mound for Lynchburg, but we'll find out. 2-1 count on Addison Walter. 1 for 2 in this ball game, grounded out to short. This is through the right side. Coach Simmons has got the green light. Runner rounding, throw home, not in time. And also Addison Walter's going to get an extra base. That was Lexi Powell that came home, and now Lynchburg is within 1. 2 base hits in the game for Addison Walter to go along with this 9-hit attack for Lynchburg. So she's got 2 of the 9. And the hits keep coming with Sarah Watts. She's 1 for 2 in this game. 1 base hit in the first game. Sarah Watts can change a score line instantly. And a great chance to do it right here. 3rd at bat off Williams. There's one just under the zone from Williams. Watts does not offer. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's already a 2-run inning for Lynchburg. Looking for more here. That one also missed the zone. No, it was a strike. It was a strike. A little bit of a delayed call from our umpire there, but it is a 1-1 count. Watts is digging in and ready. Red batting gloves. Here comes the pitch from Williams. The off speed, strike 2. Watts looking down with a little gesture and a word to Coach Dawn Simmons. Coach Simmons offering up some advice. 1-2 count. Watts facing Williams. Here's the pitch. Off speed. Watts leans into it. Left fielder broke in and then was able to recover in time. Nice catch by Byram. Lynchburg will get 2 runs across. Bridgewater still leading 5-4 through 4 complete in Game 2 at Moon Field. A pinch hitter to begin inning number 5. Bridgewater's going to send Jordan Wise up. 188 on the season. She's played quite a bit. This will be game number 21 for her. Game 22 of the season for Bridgewater. They are 9-12 after the loss in game number 1. Lynchburg 17-4. Squared up, hit on the nose, but Jessica Strickland is right there, and it's out number 1. Emily Charlton is still in the circle for Lynchburg. Left-hander came on in relief of Logan Curtis. Here's Andrea Savage. She's 1 for 2. She's been on both times. Reached on an error in her second at-bat. Strike 1 from Emily Charlton, excuse me. Not Logan Curtis. Curtis started, but was lifted in the previous inning. That was a 4-run inning for Bridgewater. And right now, the Eagles lead 5-4. Good sprawl and block from Lexi Powell. It's a 1-1 count. Swung on and hit airborne. Right side, pretty easy catch for the second out of the inning. Should be McKenna Mueller up. It is. She's 0 for 2 this game with a strikeout. Also popped out to Sarah Watts in the 4th inning. Back up again in the top of the 5th. Mueller is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in the first game. Nice pitch from Charlton. That was some special sauce there. 0-2 count. Mueller in a hole. Lynchburg has Alyssa Tulliumptua leading off next inning. Charlton went low and outside, probably a setup pitch there by design. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now with 2 outs. Tulliumptua, 3 diving catches today. And she's been swinging a pretty good bat as well. Tulliumptua does not have a hit yet in this game. She did have a 2 RBI single in game 1 and then added another single in her 3rd at bat. Breaking ball from Charlton, just missed. Say breaking ball, off speed would probably be slightly more accurate. Could have been the changeup. Could have been the drop ball. 3-2, swung on, lifted to right. That should be an easy grab. It is, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning right there for Emily Charlton. Lynchburg looking to storm back. They trail by 1, 5-4, heading to the bottom of the 5th. Alyssa Tulliumptua leads off for Lynchburg in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Hornets trailing by 1. We have a new pitcher out there for Bridgewater. We will figure that out in just a moment. I believe our Tulliumptua, opposite field. Another slasher down for a single off Samantha Martin. Samantha Martin is the new pitcher. So Alyssa Teliumptu is on. That's hit number 10 for Lynchburg. 10 hits in the ball game for the Hornets, who hit .314 as a club. And that is third in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference right now. This ball deep right field. Good play to get behind it and under it by the right fielder, Anelia Baldwin. So Bree Hodges is out on the first pitch. And this is the center fielder, Kaylee Hackett. 1 for 2 in this game. Kaylee Hackett, the pride of Appomattox County High School. Hits with Teliumptua on first. Good speed for her. And that factors into those diving catches as well, but it's so much more than just speed when you make those. It's that reaction, that first step, the ball off the bat. It probably even begins before that with the anticipation and knowing the scouting report and the different situations. Here's a ball that's laid into by Hackett, but foul. But Teliumptua, yeah, her defense last year was noteworthy, and then this year it's gone even beyond that. She can swing it too. She picks up her third hit of the day. Teliumptua leading off at first. We're about to get into the run here on release from the new pitcher, Samantha Martin. Hackett this time keeps it fair, and it's a base hit. Hit number 11 for Lynchburg. It has been a steady usage of the metal here for Lynchburg in this game. Georgia Thompson has 2 of the 11 hits. Georgia Thompson coming alive here in game 2 of the doubleheader. Start number 6 for her. 6 hits on the season now, factoring those 2. She was ready for the first and fouled it away. Some numbers on Samantha Martin, the new pitcher for Bridgewater. This is appearance number 10 for her. She's 2-2 on the season. 3.00 earned run average, struck out 8, walked 6. Martin off the slab, digging in. Ground ball from Thompson. Eagles get 1, but not the second, and there's 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Thompson's perfect day on hold after that fielder's choice. And Lynchburg with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Madison Barnes hitting in this spot. Barnes will take that ball off the plate. 4-1. Madison Barnes started game 1 and went 2 for 3. That ball skipped in. Oh, Teliumptua got about a third of the way down the line, maybe even a little bit more, and then reversed course and went back to third base. Runners on second and third, 2-0 count for Madison Barnes. Samantha Martin checking the wristband. Now she's ready. Leans into it, and that's strike 1. Two-one count. As I guess there's no 7th inning stretch because they only play 7 innings. Plus you got the doubleheader to get your legs loose. But it's always nice to move around. 3-1 count. Martin's moving the ball around from in between the circle, or is it 2-2? The umpire gave a signal there. I only caught a glimpse out of the corner of my eye. Here's the pitch to Barnes. Fastball up. It was a 3-1 count. I was right. And the scoreboard was right, and it's a walk for Madison Barnes. Base is loaded now. Lexi Powell coming up. She did get pinch hit for in the last at bat, but it looks like Powell will get to swing it here. Consulting with Dawn Simmons, who's also the third base coach for Lynchburg, while a mound visit happens for Bridgewater. Players only meeting for the Eagles. That's been broken up, and now we got a key at bat. Back to one of those high leverage situations in a 5-4 ball game. And we've even got some music going on to just heighten the moment. Lean into the intensity. Don't run from it. Welcome it and embrace it. That's why these games are so fun. They're always close. Lynchburg's got a few blowouts this year. 9-1, got the 8-run rule on Ferrum yesterday. But it seems like always close games down here at Moon Field. Fan friendly, and you get to see so much excitement. 0-1 count for Lexi Powell. Senior is ready, ripped to the shortstop, and a grab is made. Powell hit it well, but right at the shortstop, McKenna Mueller, and Lynchburg will strand 3. Hornets still down by 1. We're finished with 5 complete here in Game 2 at Moon Field in Lynchburg. Emily Charlton, strike 1 at the knees there to number 21, who is, yes, Ramsey's back out there. Kaylin Ramsey, sophomore from Amherst, Virginia, 0 for 3 in Game 1. Ramsey pinch hit in this game and hit a double, an RBI double. May have actually been a single. She might have advanced on a throwing error. I'm getting the confirmation on that. So we'll adjust. That's why you do your scorecard in pencil. If you're me, you should never even do the scorecard. It's too much to think about. But if you'd like to keep score, I recommend it. It's great fun and a great way to get into the ball game and learn more about yourself and the game. 2-2 count. Charlton spins one into Ramsey. Got a piece of it. Sarah Watts tracks it and runs it down in the shallow right field area.
Number 32, Caroline Melandra.
Here's Caroline Melandra, 0 for 1 in this game. She did reach on a fielder's choice and walk, so she's 0 for 1, but she's been at first base a couple times. She's been on the base paths. Check swing on a ball up. Did she offer? No. 1-0 count. Leadoff hitter coming up next, Amelia Baldwin. And once again, if you're Lynchburg, you would prefer to not have runners on when that meat grinder of a middle part of the order comes up for Bridgewater. Outstanding stuff from Jasmine Smith and Delaney Lale. Rest of the Eagles' order can hit for sure, but those two have definitely been standouts. 1-1 count with 1 out. In a 1-run game, the off speed from Charlton. That was that saucy one again. I like that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lynchburg's got the top of their lineup coming up. This one flared into shallow right again. A little different route for Sarah Watts, but still completing the catch. She's had both of them. 2 down in the top of the 6th inning. It's Baldwin, Amelia Baldwin back up. And Rella Baldwin, is that the pronunciation? And Yella Baldwin. And Yella Baldwin. Baldwin's going to bounce one back to Charlton, who gets it and throws her out at first. 3 up, 3 down inning. Charlton has retired 7 straight now. Let's see if the Hornets offense can get her some runs. Lynchburg down 5-4. Jessica Strickland leads off in a 1-run ball game. Hornets trailing the Eagles 5-4. Bottom of the 6th inning. Lynchburg running out of chances. Seven straight retired by Emily Charlton. Strickland goes after a high one. Catcher made a good effort for that. Hannah Mahan, the backstop for Bridgewater. Couldn't quite get there in time. That ball may have also grazed the netting anyway. 1-1 count. Strickland's got an RBI double. No hits in the first game. But this freshman sensation continues to impress. 1-1 count. Strickland, this is hit on the button at center field. But the grab is made by Ramsey there. That's the first out of the inning. Sometimes ball doesn't bounce your way. I think Strickland has swung it well in this game so far. This brings up Addison Walter. Addison Walter is 2 for 3. She has at least 1 RBI in this game. 2 of Lynchburg's 11 hits. As it feels like tension time again here in a 1-run game. 5-4. You can't take your eyes off it. Some people can watch. Some people can you do something else on their phone while they're watching a game. Walter fouls that one away as we return a cellular device to its owner. A mobile device. And you might be watching on your mobile device right now. Thank you for that. And make sure you're plugged into all the social media pipelines that Lynchburg has available. Sign up for the email alerts. Read that blog every week. Addison Walter punching this one to right field, but the catch is made. And Yella Baldwin with the grab moving towards the right center gap. And this will bring up Sarah Watts. 2 solo home runs yesterday as Watts will get some advice from Addison Walter. Andrew Watson. We said Andy Watson yesterday had a great call on the triple play. Simple but effective. perfect for the moment, I thought. His calls on the Sarah Watts home runs were also very good. And I should point out that there's no relation between Sarah Watts and Andrew Watson. 0-1 count as Samantha Martin couldn't get Watts to fish on that. Yeah, I just thought a great broadcast all the way around yesterday. And you just feel like you're right there in the action with those LHSN broadcasts, don't you? Watson out in front of that one, ground ball left side. And she is retired to end the inning. That's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Bridgewater. Eagles now looking for some insurance as they move to the top of the 7th inning here at Moon Field in Game 2 of our double dip. Emily Charlton back to the circle here in the top of the 7th inning. It is definitely tension time here at Moon Field. One-run ball game. Lynchburg with one walk-off win this season. We need to consult our statistics for that. I'm getting an agreement that it has been one walk-off win for Lynchburg. That was on Moon Field. Good pitch by Charlton to get Mahan out in front. The dangerous Jasmine Smith on deck. Delaney Lale in the hole. If Charlton can work through a clean inning here, that would have to give you some confidence regardless of what Lynchburg does, if they can complete a comeback or not. Strikeout there. Charlton has sat down 8 in a row. That's actually her first punch-out, though. Charlton, of the Lynchburg pitchers, probably with the lower strikeout percentage as far as, Ks per at bat. But Emily Charlton has struck out 24 now this season, which is pretty darn good. Strike one to Jasmine Smith, who is 2 for 3 in this game, 2 for 3 in the first game, including a homer and a double. Got soft contact to Sarah Watts. She'll slide into it, straighten up, and fire to first for the second out of the inning. That's key. That's key. Here's Delaney Lale. Went opposite field for a home run earlier in this game. That was the first run of the ball game for Bridgewater. Came in the 3rd inning. They put up 4 in the 4th. Lale swinging at the first one. It will be a quick inning for Emily Charlton and the Lynchburg Hornets. All right, let's see if the comeback is on here. We're coming your way for the bottom of the 7th in just a second on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
17, Alyssa Teleyumtua.
A tight softball game at the corner of Lakeside and Hopwood. Here's Alyssa Teleyumtua. Diving catches today, a single in her last at bat. As we try to restore our center field camera. The wind is that strong today, fans, that it has disturbed and disoriented our center field cam. It's not the camera operator, it's the camera itself, which is unmanned out there in center field. But thankfully, we have the best technical team on it, and it's back. Sam Rice made it work. 1-1 count for Alyssa Teleyumtua. Lynchburg down 1 in the bottom of the 7th. They need it here. Teleyumtua, cue ball back to the pitcher. Strong throw to first, and there is out number 1.
Now batting, number 26.
This will bring up
Bree Hodges.
number 26, Bree Hodges. Bree Hodges is she's 1 for 3 in this game. I'm sorry. 1 for 3 for Bree Hodges. She'll be facing Samantha Martin. Still out there working for the Bridgewater Eagles, looking to spring the upset. And again, according to the records, this would be an upset. It would be Lynchburg's first conference loss of the season. Hornets currently 5-0 in ODAC play, 17-4 overall. 1-0 count. Bree Hodges hitting against Martin. Here's the pitch. Hodges put a good move on that one, but it's just a foul ball. Good positive feedback from Coach Dawn Simmons in the third base coach's box. I think Coach Simmons has added an extra layer to her ensemble. The wind making things feel chilly outside, and the sun is starting to sink a little lower. That pitch was too low for Bree Hodges. She did not offer. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count with 1 out. Georgia Thompson is on deck, at least her spot in the order anyway. Lynchburg has already used some pinch hitters and substitute runners, different reinforcements available. Swung on and fouled back by Bree Hodges. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hodges waiting patiently with the bat on her right shoulder. Now she lifts it, ready. Ground ball up the middle. This will be a tough play. Shortstop sliding towards the bag. Hodges slid in. Umpire gives the out signal, and there's 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Lynchburg's down to their last chance here.
Now batting, number 19, Kaylee Hackett.
And the hitter will be number 19, Kaylee Hackett. Oh, Georgia Thompson's on deck now. Sorry, softball fans. This is Kaylee Hackett, 2 for 3 in the game. Hackett had 1 hit in game number 1. Hackett rips it to the third baseman. Caught, throws across the dirt, and the final out is recorded. Bridgewater does get the victory, 5-4. Eagles spring the upset. Lynchburg will fall to 17-5 on the season. They are now 5-1 in conference play. And Lynchburg 12-2 at home at Moon Field. Bridgewater just the 2nd team to beat Lynchburg on Lakeside Drive this season. Eagles are now 10-12 on the season, 3-1 in conference play. Sneaky good for Bridgewater. Best of luck to them the rest of the season. Thank you for watching, softball fans. Lynchburg hits the road to Guilford on Tuesday. Our next LHSN broadcast from Moon Field will be Sunday, April the 7th. We hope you can join us at the ballpark or online here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll say good evening, and we hope you have a wonderful Easter weekend. Talk to you soon.